All right, like I said, if you're just joining, Steve is out today. We're going to be playing back some segments, so I have no idea what we're going to do here. But let's let it happen.
Yeah.
Casey's done the programming today.
Yep.
So here we go. Casey sent over a thread from Threads. It was a topic of conversation that I just glanced at this morning, and I really
Morning.
Hey, Bridget, what's up?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So what's the hill you're going to die on? And it's really not a big deal.
So it really bothers me when we switch from like standard time to daylight time and people still use EST, like Eastern Standard Time.
Oh, I never thought about that.
Standard time as opposed to daylight savings time.
Oh.
I never know. I don't know which one's which. Is spring forward?
Right now we're in daylight time.
Okay, this is daylight savings time. Spring forward is daylight savings time, and fall back is standard time.
Yes.
Right, okay.
Oh, my God, Preston. Look over here at our screen, our text screen, where it says, March 30th, 2026, 7:30, whatever, EDT.
Yeah.
Eastern Daylight Time.
Daylight time, yeah. I didn't
Never
think about it. I never
even-
noticed a change.
No.
So on our text screener, it tells you it's got the time and it says EDT. So we are in daylight time.
I've been blissfully unaware.
I never know. I just know when I say daylight savings time, that means we're changing the clocks.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yep.
And then after that. All right, but that's your thing, Bridget, right?
Yeah.
I get it.
All right.
It
Pisses you
bothers
off.
me.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Savor it.
I appreciate it. Savor that
Anger.
uncomfortableness.
I've been using EST for my entire life, right? I don't know if I'll ever switch to EDT now because I don't know if
I'll
people
never
will-
remember.
I don't. Yeah.
I'll never remember which is which.
I just started using just Eastern Time because I never really understood why the S is there.
Yeah. All right, let me go to Joe. Hi, Joe. You're on the air. Good morning, bud.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good, man. What's up?
I will die on this hill. I will fight everybody in my house. I will burn the damn house down. I refuse to take the trash can out. I live in a house full of 4 women, and I refuse to take the trash out of the bathroom.
Wait, you refuse to take the trash out?
And no, in the bathroom. In the bathroom.
Oh,
Bathroom.
okay. And why is that?
I don't want to get too graphic, but I live in a house with 4 women, and I got something on me once, and I will never, ever.
Are you talking
ever,
about?
ever
You can
go
say bloody tampon. It's all right.
I got a bloody tampon accidentally touched me, and I screamed like a little girl, and I'll never do it again.
Well,
all right. Is everybody cool? Everybody in the household cool with that?
Sometimes I have to bite the bullet and argue and complain, and sometimes I'll have to get stuck doing it myself because nobody will do it. But I just refuse. I can't.
how
do
do the
it.
ladies in the house perceive that? Do they take it as a slight? Do they think you're goofy, or do they understand?
They think I'm goofy, and some of them, I think 50-50. Some of them understand, and some of them think I'm just goofy and just don't want to do it. And I said, I'll take the trash can out in the bathroom if you take the trash to the curb, and I win.
Joe, I have a question, and this is slightly graphic, but do you have an issue with blood in general, or is it just
no,
blood?
It's just that blood.
Wow.
It's not like
It tastes
it's just that
different.
blood.
Dude.
It's the same blood.
And it's not all the same. They're not synced up yet, so it's like one.
Oh wow!
Oh, it's
so
all
you've
the
got
time.
a whole month. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Joe.
Yeah. So
I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem if a pet gets into it. I've had that happen, and I've had the bathroom look like a CSI crime scene.
Yeah, I've gotten into some of these debates in my house, and it's never really that I have an issue with. But never mind. Never mind.
You thought better of what you were going to say.
Well, no. It's not that. It's just it's like that's private information, and you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah. Just write it on a piece of paper and slide it to us.
I will.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Here you go. These are hills people will die on. This says, I'm going to go over someone who posted and say audiobooks are reading. I agree.
I, for the longest time, thought it was cheating. I thought you weren't actually reading a book. And then I realized I have no time to actually experience these books that I desperately want to experience. And now I'm all in on audiobooks.
But some people get something stuck in their craw on the other way, because every now and then you and I will mention, we'll talk about reading. I'll say, yeah, I'm reading this book right now.
Yeah.
And I'll see a text or I'll get a message that says, it's an audiobook. It's not reading.
Right.
I'm like, dude, shut up. Listen, I'm hearing the story. I am getting every
I'm listening
word.
to a book right now.
I may have an actor who is using inflections to deliver it in a certain way, but it's no different. I have now heard what the author has written. To me, it's reading.
When you're listening, the title displays on the screen, and you read that title. So you are reading it.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you this question. It has nothing to do with reading. If you walk into somebody's home
With a gun?
no. Well, it does. Actually, you know what, Steve? Does not matter,
Doesn't matter.
if you're armed or not.
All right.
Will you have to leave through the same door that you walked in?
No.
Okay. Yeah, my brother he has to. Like if he walks in through my front door, he has to walk out through my front door. If he walks in through my garage door, he has to walk out through my garage
Has he
door.
explained why that is?
You know what? Like he's not the only one. Like it is a thing. You know, it's like people who don't like split the pole or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're walking with somebody and a pole ends up between you, you both have to either go around the right side of the pole or the left side of the pole.
He has
Yeah.
a superstition.
Yeah, it's more superstitious.
So maybe this
You know
rooted
what?
in
might be an
superstition?
OCD thing.
I even know the cure to that superstition if you do it accidentally. Do you know it?
No.
You're supposed to say bread and butter.
That's it.
What, when you split a pole?
Bread and butter.
Yep. Supposed to.
It's like peanut butter.
Yeah. But that's interesting. I wonder if other people have that must leave through the door they came into. All right. 610-660-9333 is the number. Who's been on hold for a long time? Let me go to Bill. Hi, Bill. Morning, bud.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. So a hill you'll die on, but it doesn't really matter.
A hot dog is 100% a sandwich.
The old debate.
That is a classic one. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
You know what, man? I just got some hot dogs. Well, technically some brats, but and then I had to get hot dog roll. I'm trying to think of. I feel like hot dog roll. The bag said long sandwich rolls.
Oh.
Okay. I could see that.
So I don't know what I might have said in the past, but right now my gut instinct is to say it does satisfy the requirement of a sandwich and that it's something between pieces of bread. However, the bread is not separated. And so my inclination might be to say, no, it's not a
Hey,
sandwich.
Bill, is a hamburger a sandwich?
Absolutely, it is.
Okay. All right. So you fall into that too. All right. Thanks, man.
Have we asked if a taco is a sandwich?
It's not a sandwich.
I don't think we have.
I feel like that falls in the same realm.
Maybe. I mean, is a wrap a sandwich?
Wrap a sandwich.
Because a wrap is just a soft taco is kind of like a wrap, you know?
There are some Wawa has, or used to have, I haven't gotten hot dogs from Wawa in a while, but they had the roll was basically looked like a sandwich slice of bread, like a regular slice of bread that was thicker and folded over.
Oh, it's like those New England
Right,
rolls.
Yeah, top split.
Right, yeah.
Here's a couple other ones. I like this one. I will double space after a period until someone pries all electronics from my cold, dead hands.
I do too. I do too.
I was brought up that way.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ice cream has to be smashed and whipped before you eat it. I know people who do that. Yeah. I don't subscribe to that. Maybe they're trying to turn it into their own soft serve. You know what I mean? Just kind of like whipping it up like that.
When I want to do that, I just put it in the microwave.
Somebody had, and I saw this earlier because this thread is growing, but somebody had said all parking at hospitals should be free.
I agree with that.
I agree with that, man. Come on. You're probably there for an unpleasant thing.
Yeah.
You know, unless you're having a baby or something like that. So, yeah, it ought to be free.
Wait, you reminded me with the periods, the double space. Mine is all TV shows should go in quotes and movies should be italicized.
I don't know what you mean.
Okay, so if you're writing a proper name of a television show, television shows go in quotes, movies are italicized.
Okay, that's an interesting one.
So-
Yes.
Never really considered that.
I agree that's a lot of times I will just to delineate in the way the thing looks in the presentation is I will put it. I'll put a book title in quotes as well.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, just so it stands out.
Or a magazine.
Yeah.
But with social media now, like all grammar is out the window.
Yeah.
But it also, a lot of times, so much of that was predicated also on 120 characters or trying to get a message out and conserving space in your message.
You know what I do, and I will always do, is when I'm writing a website out that has multiple words in the website, I capitalize the first letter of every new word. So PrestonandSteve.com, capital P, capital A, capital S.
Yep.
Though I wouldn't capitalize the and.
The only reason I do that is because if I didn't, then you'd be like
see.
Preston
All right.
end.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, let me go to, let's see, we have Andrew in a very noisy car. Andrew, you're on the air. Good morning, buddy.
Holy jeez.
Andrew, can you hear me? Put your head back in the car.
Where? Planet 3000.
Can you hear me? Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, we got it. What's up, buddy?
Sorry, you guys rock.
Thank you.
I can't stand. Thanks. I can't stand when people tell me that they are a proud alumni because alumni is plural. You are either an alumnus or an alumna.
It's true. It's true. He's right.
What about? Are you okay with just alum?
That is absolutely fine. Yeah, it lessens the fact the ways of you being dumb.
Because you said in your thing, it says, so alumni, alumnus or alumna, that is gendered. Which one is, what's the male gender of alum?
Male is alumnus.
Alumnus.
Alumnus is a male. Alumna.
Alumna is female.
Okay.
Okay. Or alum.
Alum is good.
Alumgina
Gender-free.
is female.
Aluminous.
Alumsicles.
I like it, Andrew. Thank you, man. This is
Alumnus.
a hill you're going to die on, and it doesn't really matter. Let me go to Todd. Hi, Todd. Good morning, buddy.
Good morning. Sorry to bother you guys at work.
It's all good, buddy. All right, so the hill you're going to die on, and it doesn't really matter.
All right. So making a bed every morning before leaving for work or whatever is absolutely pointless.
So, Todd, I certainly know. I know.
I don't understand why people do it. It does not make any sense.
Okay.
So here's something, and I agree with you on one level, but I quote unquote make my bed every morning. But here's the little caveat to that: I don't pull the covers down. I sleep on top of the
it's a
made
little
bed.
different for you.
So
It's
I
easy.
straighten the bed.
Yeah.
And I have a blanket that I will fold and put on top of the bed. So I'm not completely remaking the bed.
Todd, I guess it's important to people who want to feel orderly, who want things to have a certain look about them. I'm in your camp, Todd. I never make my bed ever. I don't. Number one, I get
I'm an agent.
I get up too early in the morning. Minutes are precious, and so I will. It's no big deal. Nobody gets into my room but me, pretty much. So it's no big deal. On that, Todd, I think that the 15 throw pillow arrangement on some bedrooms, I think that's ridiculous. There was, in fact, Along Came Polly.
Yep.
In that movie, he has an issue with the throw pillows.
If you can't use the pillows, then why are they there?
Yeah, I agree.
How many pillows do you have on your
Thanks,
bed
Todd.
currently?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, my preferred number is 6 to sleep with, but I have 2, 4. Yeah, I have 6.
Six.
6 pillows. And 2 of them are just like emergency pillows, just in case.
It's like if one falls off,
Yeah, something
you have
like
a
that.
backup.
I have
totally.
an adjustable frame, so I have and it's up like hospital style. I sleep like hospital style. I have the 2 pillows under the blanket, which never see the light of day, and then I have my other pillows that are on top of that. One behind my head, and then the other one I put my arm on.
There you go. So none of my pillows are superfluous on my bed.
Yeah.
They're all for
They're part of a
use.
family.
They're to be used for sure. Here's a couple other ones in this thread. I like this. This is for Stephen Casey. If you load the barbell, use the same plates in the same order on both sides. You can't just use random combos that happen to end up on the same total weight.
I do that, yeah.
I know. Last week I saw a video of this guy. He had a 45-pound plate on one side, and then on the other side he had he had a 25, a 10, a 5, and
No.
I mean it's still, and I think
It
he
still
did it.
is the same weight. It just looks dumb.
But also, so I go to 2 different Ys, and so the Rocky Run Y has different, they have 2 different kinds of 45-pound plates.
Right.
I can't. I know that they're both 45 pounds. I can't. They have to be the same ones. I will walk across the weight room to go get one
To
that
make
matches
sure it
the other one.
matches.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
also aesthetically, you want it to be correct.
Yep.
All right, here's another one. It says, if you pronounce mischievous as mischievous, I automatically dock you 20 IQ points. Here's another one that says, cilantro is evil.
Cilantro
They
is
will
evil.
die on that hill.
That's your wife.
Rochelle can't eat it. It gives her the poops.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it is evil.
So anytime that we go to a restaurant, they ask if there are allergies. She's not really allergic to it, but she'll say cilantro. She doesn't want it anywhere near her.
There's people that
dish.
think it tastes like soap.
It does.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm one of those that I can, when I hear the people say it tastes like soap and I taste, I'm like, yeah, I can see that. I don't hate it, but it's not pleasant. It's bitter, I mean, but sometimes that can add a complexity to the flavor that you like.
I haven't had enough of it to really think about it.
All right, hang on. Let me go to Jim, who's on next. Hi, Jim, you're on the air. Good morning, buddy.
Good morning to see you.
Good morning, my friend. All right, the hill you're going to die on, and it doesn't really matter.
Dungeons & Dragons has different sided dice, and one of them is a 4-sided dice, and when you roll it, it ends up looking like a pyramid, and there's a triangle, and the number on that dice should be at the base of the triangle, not the peak.
All right. And are there controversies that come up from this in the world of D&D?
I'm pretty sure it's just me. When it first started, they had the 4-sided dice with the number on the base. And then sometime in the 90s or the 2000s, when I wasn't looking, they changed it. And I don't know why. I'm pretty sure that there's some sort of heretical motion out there to change the way things are done. But I'm against it, and I will die on that hill.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear the passion.
Fair enough.
There's a lot of nuance to Dungeons and Dragons. You want things the way you want them.
Some bard probably came up with that, right, Jim?
Probably.
All right. Thanks, man. We'll see you. See, I was throwing out a term. Yeah. The one D&D term I know.
What a bard.
Damn bard. No, a bard's like a character you can play. All right. Let me go to Tom. Hi, Tom. You're on the air. Good morning, buddy.
Bread and butter.
Bread and butter.
That's right.
Nice. All right, what's up, bud?
I think when you load the dishwasher, like say in the silverware tray, all the small spoons go together, then all the large spoons, and on the other side you got the small forks, then the large forks. Because then when you unload the dishwasher, because I'm always the one who ends up doing it, you just grab it all with one hand, put it where it belongs, and it's nice and orderly.
Yep.
Tom, I never even thought about it or cared enough to think about that, and then somebody said that to me about 26 years ago. And I was like, that makes all the sense in the world. Like,
and that man was Johnny Cash.
It was definitely not Johnny Cash. But it makes all the sense in the world. Like, again, all you're doing is just making your life easier.
Yep.
So why not do that?
Agreed. All right, Tom.
You talk to my family.
He's dying on it. Yep. Tell him to give us a call.
I will say with that one, sometimes the spoons will interlock and then they won't get clean. But Casey, you did once say on the air that all of the silverware should go like prongs down and handles up. Yeah. And that changed the way that I pack the dishwasher.
Well, like steak knives and stuff, clearly. Yeah.
Then you can just grab them all and ting, 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 ting.
You don't want to be a torture chamber when you open up the dishwasher. Right.
There's a couple more from this thread. This one says, it's all of a sudden, not all of the sudden.
Yeah.
Which is true.
But we all say all of a sudden.
Oh, not me.
No, I don't.
No way.
I'm not mischievous.
I have documentation. I got receipts of all of us saying all of a sudden.
No, you don't. I've never said it in my life. Well, show me proof.
Check the tape. No.
So there was another one that it took me a while. I don't know that I've ever said it, but oh man, it was somebody was on hold, and they're not on hold anymore. It was I couldn't care less, as opposed to I could care less.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the proper is I couldn't care less. Think about it. I could not care less about this.
Yes.
If you said it that way. I could care less. It means, I could care less.
I have some room to care less.
I have room to care less. It's not I could care less. It's I couldn't care less. And some people will die on that hill. But other people, the other way, will die on the other hill.
But, I mean, you could say I could care less. If somebody said I couldn't care less if you think a hot dog is a sandwich.
Right.
Well, I could care less.
Right. Yes, you could use it in that way.
I could.
For sure.
Perhaps a sandwich is a meal.
Someone says it's sherbet, not sherbert.
Oh.
Is it sherbet?
I don't know. I've always said
check.
sherbet.
As have I.
Yeah.
I'm not a big sherbet fan, though, or sherbet.
I haven't had a sherbet in a while. Hey, how about this? Sherbet's more fun to say than sherbet. Don't you think?
There are
Sherbet?
words,
Yeah,
there are words that have been that get so collectively mispronounced
Yeah.
that pronunciation becomes the accepted pronunciation. That's happened throughout history.
Oh, listen to this, Dick. All right.
Oh, I can't wait.
I don't return the shopping cart for the same reason I don't pick up my drink, cup, or popcorn bag in the theater. I want high school kids to have jobs available to them, so I refuse to let the villainaries to train me to work for free.
The kids are.
You think I got serious about that?
That might be a little tongue-in-cheek.
I don't know.
I always return the carts. Always do that. And I clean up my movie theater seat place.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So here's another one that says, I like this one. If you're going to abbreviate the word vacation, it's not vacay, V-A-C-A. It's vacay, V-A-C-A-Y, not V-A-C-A.
Vaca.
Is it not vaca?
I agree. Vacay. All right. There's a whole bunch of these. These are really good ones, by the way. So if you get a chance to check this out, it was on Threads. Casey found this. It's a hill you're going to die on.
It's so funny when you have this hill that you're willing to die on that you know doesn't matter, and then somebody else says it, and you're like, oh my God, like I thought I was the only psycho. Preston, the Veronica chick, she's brand new on SNL. She posted this thing on her Instagram where she basically was like saying to people, man, all the thousands of people that have no idea that I saved their lives by touching the outside of a plane before I got on.
I still do it.
Me too.
It's not really a superstition. It used to be for me. Now it's just habit. But I literally wouldn't feel safe unless I touched the outside, the actual fuselage of the aircraft.
I make
on the
sure
outside of it.
to make eye contact with the pilot.
Right?
Do you have me?
And so thank
Do you
you.
have me on this? You know what I am, and I'll die on this hill, is that if you leave cleaning stuff out, then it's never fully, whatever you're cleaning is never fully clean.
Until you put everything
Until
away.
everything is put away.
Straightened up.
It's clean.
Yeah, I could see that.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
All right.
I don't necessarily follow that personally. Sometimes I leave stuff out, but you're right.
Yeah.
I would agree. All right, well, think amongst yourselves on that one. It was a fun little conversation. I appreciate the phone calls. We need to take a break and come back in a second. Stay with us. Winner said, yeah, but I didn't win. And he said, not so fast. And he explained it to him, and he set him up with it. And I
At MMRBQ 2026, only 10 will get a chance to live the dream and sing their hearts out with Sidearm on the Preston and Steve side stage. Presented by Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. So vote now at WMMR.com and make sure you're there for all the fun. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster, including a special reserve ticket offer. 2 seats for just $93. MMRBQ, Saturday, May 9th at Freedom Mortgage Pavilion. A day full of everything that rocks from 93.3 WMMR.
Sponsored by Barb's Harley Davidson, Philly's closest and New Jersey's #1 dealer. Also by Family and Company Jewelers and Rita's.
Hey, it's Preston. You know, car shopping shouldn't feel stressful.
It was sold there. Does it matter if the recipient or the person who bought the ticket?
Good question.
That's a whole other aspect of it, right?
I wonder if it's not redeemed, if the place that sold it still gets that bonus or not. It's a good question. But I thought that was a great story.
It is a good story.
Somebody doing the right thing. So I wanted to pass that along. So kudos to you, John DiCarlo, and the gang at Southwood Bar. I thought that was cool. All right, something else from City Beat. The Atlantic City Expressway is going to stop accepting cash at all its tolls on Sunday. That's when it starts. And drivers without an Easy Pass will be billed more than double the fare amount per trip.
They're going to make you do it.
Dude,
yeah.
I'm having such a struggle right now with Easy Pass. I just had to re-up everything because you got to go on. It's not easy to navigate.
Okay.
But it says it right in the name.
No, it's not.
Their website is just not user friendly.
It is not. It's not. And also so I don't know if my transponder's bad or what the deal is, but I re-upped everything, and then we literally just went through the tolls over the Christmas break, and like the day before, I re-upped everything, and then when we went through the tolls, it says pay on, unpaid, and then it took my picture, and as it took my picture, I'm looking at the camera like, what's going on? I'm like, come on, I just paid all this stuff.
You had a similar situation probably about a year plus ago, and it was Jersey, right? And then I had my thing with my Easy Pass for a car that had been stolen, my wife's car.
All right, so before we get fully into the weekend and wrap up the week, I have to empty the junk drawer. Just kidding.
It's the junk drawer. Preston's cleaning out his junk drawer. Getting things out of his junk drawer. Finding stuff here in the junk drawer.
All right, thank you, Kyle Mack, for doing that jingle. And Steve, you should sing backups for Minute by Minute.
I think so.
His
I
band.
think if they want to be less successful, that would be the move.
All right, let me dig in here. And, there's something. All right, so if you want to stay on the moon and you have a few $1 million burning a hole in your pocket, well, a Silicon Valley startup called GRU Space is now taking reservations for a lunar hotel that it plans to open around 2030.
This is the company that invented Flex Seal.
That's them.
Yeah.
Woo doggy. Deposits range from $250,000 to $1 million, and the total cost of a stay could top $10 million once the ship is included in that, the actual rocket that will take you up there. So the hotel would start as inflatable habitats that can hold up to 4 guests for multi-day visits.
So we're talking elaborate bounce houses.
Guess so.
I don't know how down I am with that.
Guests could take part in moonwalks, drive rovers, and even play lunar golf. Founder Skylar Chan, who started the company at age 22, sees the project as a first step toward humans living in space long term.
Listen, if things were along, and I'm talking about we've beta tested and a number of people have gone up and it's now an actual thing.
Right.
Would you do it if you had the resource?
Probably. What now? I'd be wary of the of the ship exploding.
The
or
risk,
something going wrong.
Right.
But if it became fairly commonplace, which it's not going to in my lifetime, I would probably consider it. Now, you also have to be very wealthy in order to do it. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
It's never going to be inexpensive. Because
you just sold those shot glasses from the Kentucky Derby.
But the fuel is so expensive, and that's what it takes to get people up there. So I don't know. How about you?
Yes, it would be a dream come true, but it's not going to happen. Not in my lifetime.
There's a pretty good book. I didn't love it, but it's called Artemis, and it is the same author that gave us The Martian and Project Hail Mary, and it's all about a moon base essentially, and it's gotten to the point where it's a full. It's an indoor complex where it's not just a place to stay, but there's entertainment and all kinds of things. It's big enough.
Is it a community like a biosphere?
Yeah, it's like that. And people can travel up, and it's a travel destination,
right?
And then you can take trips out to go and see, where the first lunar landing was, because all that stuff is still out
tourism,
there, and they use it as tourism. I thought that was a pretty cool idea.
I think the idea, if we want to, you and I go into business and we make sure that there is a retro Pizza Hut on the moon.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be great?
My God, yes, for sure. And there would have to be a replica of the diner from Spaceballs.
Yes.
For sure. You walk in and they're playing Van Halen. And
I mean, it kind of sucks that our moon's kind of boring. Like, why couldn't we get Europa?
Europa is
frozen.
It's all frozen. It's liquid.
I know, but
you can go skating while you're up there, skiing and stuff.
Absolutely.
It's activities.
And hot chocolate tastes best.
Isn't it colorful, though, Europa?
It's white.
Oh, is it white?
Yeah.
All right.
I know. Right. So listen, the moon, don't give short shrift to the moon. The moon's got a lot going on.
Yeah.
We're finding that there's water in some of the craters on the dark side, and there's all sorts of things. Plus, moon gorillas.
I mean, it's kind of a desert, but the craters give it a landscape of sorts. But you're not going to get a variety of colors. But I don't know. What do you want, man?
Yeah, come on, man, get off our back. The Sea of Tranquility. They were when they were landing, they were just how many yards away from a crater that was pretty deep.
Yeah, Neil Armstrong had to use it manually. Had to get them out of that area. You want to see a great series, and I'm most of the way through it again, probably for the 5th time or so, is From the Earth to the Moon. And the second trip up, they got much more specific on where they landed.
Yes,
So they had to prove that they could navigate to a very specific spot. But that first time with Buzz and Neil, Steve, they were just kind
Down
of
to the second.
They were just kind of hoping they could put it down somewhere safe.
Second trip up, they landed near the diner. So
Yeah, exactly. And that inspired Spaceballs for that scene. So anyhow, the hotel doesn't exist yet, obviously. But the company says that it's not stopping people from already signing up. So people are on board.
Do you know what they should do? In like Blazing Saddles fashion, put in a toll, get it
all the way up. But I mean, these people are putting these deposit downs. I hope they are refundable deposits.
Yeah.
But some are spending up to $1 million to make sure that they have, essentially a spot in line.
So you have FU to the FU money.
Oh, yeah. It's got to be billionaires, that are doing this type of thing. So, but anyhow, if you're interested in that, you can look into GRU Space or GRU Space, GRU.
For Invincible Me.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's see what else. Costco members can tap into even more perks of the membership through an electronic device trade-in program that they've started. So if you have old electronics that you're not using, you can consider trading them into Costco instead of storing them indefinitely or throwing them away. The program is powered by Phobio, a specialist in the trade industry. Potential rewards for devices range up to $2,550 for laptops. And Costco accepts a wide variety of brands, including Apple, Samsung, and Google. The 6 product categories that you can trade in are phone, laptop, tablet, smartwatch, desktop, and media player.
So I assume that they're doing some sort of vetting where they check like to see if the device is functional on a basic level, right?
I don't know. I think they want the components.
They just want the components.
Yeah. So, and by the way, I have like 6 old laptops.
As do I.
I have a gazillion iPhones.
I've always been trepidatious about throwing
because
them
of
away.
personal information.
Personal information.
Yeah,
Listen,
Rochelle's the same way. I'm like, I think it's too much work for somebody to go mining into my
Agreed.
laptop and find anything that's worth a damn.
And I know it's unhinged. Others I've completely destroyed it. I'm fine. If you beat the crap out of the hard drive, you're good. But I still just kind of hold on to them.
But if you can get $2,500 worth of merch from Costco,
I want to see what
totally
the
worth it.
parameters are. What exactly they want.
I'm on the website now, and it looks like you select. So you get a quote before you do anything, and you have to answer a couple questions. So it probably says, does it turn on?
Right.
Does it hold a charge? Things like that.
Are you horny?
I don't know if that has to do anything.
Why did you ask that?
All right, so to participate, all you have to do is fill out a form, like Marissa said. It's on the Phobio's website. Details such as brand, original purchase date of your item, its condition, and then you can get an instant quote. From there, you can print a shipping label and prepare your device for shipment. It includes steps like wiping it, packing it, securing it, and getting it to a shipping service.
I'm glad to hear that Phobio, who is a failed romance novel model,
he was Fabio's cousin.
Fabio's cousin. Phobio just didn't have the same chops.
So once Costco and Phobio get your device, they'll take a look at it. They'll make sure it's clean. They'll prep your payout. And as a reward, you'll get a digital Costco shop card that you can use toward your favorite Costco purchases in the warehouse or online. The whole process takes somewhere between 9 and 15 business days.
That's actually pretty good.
Storm. Darkness always wins. 93.3 WMMR. Of course, it's everything that rocks. Preston and Steve Show. Not dark now. Bright and sunny. Although we're going to have clouds arriving at some point this morning, and that's going to be the tone of the day today. A little bit cooler than yesterday, high of about 65. Tomorrow, rainy. We're expecting some afternoon showers into the evening, and it's going to be fairly soaking, but that's going to pave the way for the next couple of days of being sunny to partly cloudy, high in the mid-60s over the next few days leading into the weekend as well. Heads up on that. We're going to take a look at your traffic, some problems this morning. Marissa, what's going on so far?
PA Turnpike westbound right after Fort Washington. There's an accident that has a left lane block. Traffic is stopped back to Willow Grove. We also have 309 southbound, which is jammed between Highland Avenue and the PA Turnpike. Slowing on the Vine westbound between the Parkway and the Schuylkill. And then on the eastbound side where an accident has a shoulder blocked, it's right before 8th Street, jammed to 76 eastbound from Montgomery to Vine, westbound from the Boulevard to Belmont. 95 southbound slowing from Cotman to the Betsy Ross Bridge. And in New Jersey, road construction on 42 has a left lane closed north of exit 12. This traffic report is brought to you by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first with a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. And that's your traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
All right, thanks, Marissa. Rare occasion this morning where Steve is not joining us today. I could count on one hand how many times that's happened in the almost 30 years that we've been together. I had a sick day not that long ago, first time in, well over a decade, but it happens from time to time. But Steve had this really bizarre thing happen. His wife, Claire, her jaw has become dislocated, and it was like nothing. She was just talking. And all of a sudden felt this sharp pain, and it kept getting worse, and they went and checked it out, or they haven't checked it out officially yet. They're going today to get an MRI. But she dislocated her jaw.
Yeah, when I was talking to him last night, I'm expecting, she fell or, tripped over the cat or something like that. No, just simply talking. That's exciting.
And we had mentioned
that can just happen
earlier this morning, and a couple of texts came in. One says, "Hey, first day I started a stretching program. I pulled a muscle in my ass."
Oh my God.
That was the last day of my stretching program after that. So they're going to hopefully get her taken care of today. So obviously he's taking the day off so they can, get to the medical crew and have that all covered. So in the meantime, we're covering the bases. We're going to do a couple of things live. We're going to do a couple of things pre-recorded. We will get to No Sad Dough and your chance at winning $1,000. So that'll be as close to 8 o'clock as we can get it. We're going to try to aim for the best time possible. So we will do our best in that regard. So in the meantime, playing back some segments, and we all had a dream come true not that long ago when we had a one-man band right here in our studio. I don't even know how we got on the conversation. Offhandedly, you had said the phrase one-man band.
Yeah, and you brought up that you loved the one concept of the one-man band, and I said, me too.
And everybody else started
loved it. Yeah.
chipping in too. It's like it's hypnotic when you watch somebody who's operating these contraptions.
It's what it is it's music meets Rube Goldberg.
Yes, that's a good way to put
really
it.
What it is.
So our next guest has driven all the way in from Lancaster, Pennsylvania to be here with us this morning, and we are very happy to welcome the one-man band, Mr. Nick DiSanto.
Hey! Thank you.
How you doing, Nick? Nice to see you, man.
Nice to see you. Thanks for having me.
Excellent. So, Nick, when we were in the studio, he's like, "You guys mind if I warm up just a little bit, Casey? You weren't in here."
No.
I was so happy.
Really?
Oh my God!
He doesn't think you're going to see it.
Wait till you hear him.
Preston,
It's amazing.
when he clipped the clip to the back of his shoe so he could hit the drum on the back.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like a little kid. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, he had to rig up all this stuff. So, real quick, Nick. By the way, the instrument you have. It's officially called a DiSantomophone.
DiSantomophone, very good.
Okay, so this is of your creation?
This is like the 13th version of it that I've made over the years.
Now, are there like 9 or 10 other rigs like this, or is this the one evolving rig?
Yeah, each one gets disassembled to make the new one. All the cost of like nuts and bolts would really add up.
We were talking about the history of it, and this is an art form that's been around for a long time. Are you familiar with the basic knowledge? Any information you can give us on where this goes back to?
The farthest back I've seen, there's pictures of guys with a fife in one hand and a drumstick in the other hand, and they're called fife and drum men.
Oh, okay.
And they seem to have these like conical hats with bells on them.
Okay.
So the beginnings, at least the seed was planted there.
Yeah.
Well, taking a close look at the instrument you're wearing, and I'm going to ask you specifically how many instruments, but I mean, there's some things on here that I wouldn't have even considered, like on your left bicep around your arm there. You have just a bunch of keys that are hanging to kind of jingle around, and bells are on there too, little jingle bells too.
Yeah.
Everything. How many instruments are you wearing?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm always tinkering with it, adding and subtracting. There's usually around 11 or 12.
Okay.
Once somebody in an audience counted 17.
I believe it.
I can see. I could probably count out 17 right now, just looking at you.
So I'll name off a few things. You have the keys and bells. You have a banjo. You have a bell on your chest. You have a kazoo, a siren whistle. I don't know what the tube is going to. What is that?
My cowbell.
That's your cowbell. You blow in that to make the cowbell sound. You have obviously a bass drum. You have a tambourine, a cymbal, something that you hit with your head as well behind you. There's
Dude.
You're using it like a bellows.
Yeah, bellows.
Like a bellows to make the bell ring.
It was kind of a breakthrough. A few years ago, I ran out of arms and legs to work with, so I started using air power to play percussion.
That's a brilliant move. I mean, I love this. Preston,
It's amazing.
to the Rube Goldberg, comparison, you do have to be a bit of an inventor. You have to be. Do you have chops in the inventing world as well? Do you have a patent on anything?
I don't have a patent. I studied sculpture in school.
Okay.
And I did a little bit of commercial sculpting, kind of as I built my first one. I was doing that.
Okay, so the frame and the pulleys and the harness and all that, did that come from other components, or did you build those from scratch? Or did you buy a base and then add on to it?
No, it's all this little thing that plays my snare drum is the only thing I bought. It's made for a foot pedal. So
for a regular drum set.
Yeah, I use it under my elbow, but it's made to be able to, operate with your foot.
Okay. And can one purchase a one-man band? Is there a company or anybody that makes these, or are these all put together by the people that play them?
I think the person that makes this and my harmonica rack make a backpack one-man bands.
Okay.
Farmer foot drums.
I have to imagine it's nothing to what you have here, because this has so many moving parts to it. And we were talking, Preston was mentioning earlier about a world traveler. This is your main livelihood?
This is, yeah.
And it has literally brought you around the world, as far away as Japan?
Yes.
And how did you get invited to Japan to play your one-man band rig?
I have an old friend who was a professor at a college out there, and he lined up about half a dozen performances in these very small little restaurants and bars, and I built a whole different contraption to take out there that I could disassemble and reassemble in about 30 minutes.
Wow. All right, what is that red pad over by your right elbow? What is that?
Controls my wood block.
Did you adapt to any Japanese instruments while you're over there?
I did jam with some guys playing some Japanese instruments.
Right.
And some people, they were also playing clarinets and, various instruments.
Okay. You have harmonicas laid out as well. Those are the ones that aren't attached to. I assume you can put it on your rack here in front of you when you need to. But if you need to change keys, you got to switch up. All right. So why don't we go ahead and get a short performance from you,
then some more
and then we'll talk a little bit more, and then maybe get another performance.
Sounds good.
All right. So what are we going to hear? Is this an original composition or?
No, I'm going to do King Louie's theme from the Jungle Book.
Yes. That's great.
All right. Let's hear it. This is Nick DiSanto.
What's bothering me? I wanna be a man cub and stroll right into town and be just like the other men. I'm tired of monkeying around. Oh, ooby-doo, I wanna be like you. I wanna walk like you, talk like you too. You see, it's true, and ape like me. Kinda learn to be human too. Now don't try and kid me, man cub. I made a deal with you. What I desire is man's red fire to make my wish come true. Give me the secret, man cub. Clue me what to do. Give me the power, a man's red flower, so I can be like you. Oh, you, I wanna be like you. I wanna walk like you, talk like you too. You see, it's true, someone like me can learn to be like someone like me. Can learn to be like someone like you. Like someone like you.
Thank you.
Nick, I love your singing voice. I mean,
thanks.
Wow. What was the first instrument you learned how to play?
Drums.
Drums?
Yeah. I
And
can
then it
see
all
that.
just went from there.
Yeah.
I don't understand. My mind cannot comprehend how your mind is working.
Multiple instrument playing at once it's like when you see like I'm a big fan of the band Genesis and Tony Banks doing multiple keyboards at once.
Oh, sure.
And I know this is common in that realm, but you're not only doing that, you're doing 6 or 7 other weird things.
Well, the singing is the hard part because when you sing, you're supposed to be very relaxed and upright and still, and I'm none of those things when I'm doing this.
Well, I can explain a little bit. I've never played, and the idea was maybe I could try on. There's no way. That thing is so complex that you're wearing, and I don't know how long it takes you to put it on and get it together. But I would, looking at you do this, I would equate it to a kind of a dance. Because you're moving your entire body around and, keeping that bass drum rhythm with, which foot is working that?
Both feet.
Both feet.
Yeah, I used to alternate between left and right for bass and snare, but that's twice as many steps.
Right.
Twice as much work.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So as you take each step, you can lay down the downbeat.
Right.
With your feet, which is easy to do. It's like marching band.
Yeah.
Okay.
That part's easy, but I'm loving all this stuff because you had these little accents you're doing with your right hand that's strumming the banjo. You would take a harder strum and you get that little crash cymbal.
Exactly.
That would accentuate.
Yeah, you can see, if you're watching on YouTube, when you were strumming, there you go.
Yeah.
How much does the rig weigh in total?
I know the backpack part, the drum and everything on my back weighs about 19 pounds.
Okay.
I used to be scared to find out what it weighed. I didn't want that thought floating around in my head. But I was playing at a retirement home once, and they begged me to weigh myself on the big exam scale. And that contraption was about 30 pounds altogether.
By the way, Nick was wearing this thing for like an hour. I feel bad. He was in our Acme Lounge just kind of standing around like, I guess he can't take it off.
Yeah.
Nick, you had mentioned earlier in the interview, like a professor of yours. Where did you, were you a music major? Where did you go to school?
I went to Millersville University. I just took every level of sculpture that I could. I never finished, but I was getting work as a part-time commercial sculptor. And then, for some strange reason, I just kind of put the drum on my back as a lark. And then people wanted to hire me. I had to start calling off work from my restaurant jobs to go do this.
It ported right over to this. Now, you mentioned also, and I was seeing this in some of the info about you, that you deal with a lot of schools and kids and stuff like that, because a lot of what you do involves teaching kids to use things as instruments and explore music that way. How much of your time is consumed doing stuff like that?
More and more. It's mostly confined to the spring and summer right now.
Right, yeah.
I'd love to have like an original, kids set, a whole, performance of original kids songs at some point.
I got to point out one of the things I like that Nick has here. His snare drum is kind of like a small tambourine with a drum head on it, and it plays along. A drumstick hits that, but he has attached to it to play these hi-hats, which are the two cymbals you see sandwiched together, is a fork. That's the percussion mallet that you decided to go
I
with.
found that in the road. It was bent at just the right angle.
From Toy Story.
Oh yeah. Forky. I just if this hasn't been pointed out already, I want to point out the fact that what you're wearing, this is a sculpture. This is a work and a piece of art that you built on your own. Like, it's really
It's almost like
amazing.
steampunk in a way.
Yeah.
It's bizarre, but it looks cool. Let me ask you, what do you yourself consider the most unique and coolest aspect of this rig?
That's a really good question. It has stopped seeming unique to me because I've been doing this for 13 years.
Wow.
So I have a very sort of like workman-like approach.
Right,
what needs to be tightened, what's too loose right now.
Well, and I was going to ask that. That is probably a constant thing. Like anybody who plays an instrument, you have to tune it, you have to clean it, you have to keep it in proper working condition. And if things are off just a little bit, that's got to completely change your performance. So you've got these pulleys, you have these cords and everything. Are you constantly tightening and screwing and getting that in shape?
You'd be surprised once it's all good. It really holds up day after day. I build it to not have to fuss over before each performance.
How do you transport? It's like you said you went to Japan. You said you can break it down and have it put together in 30 minutes. I mean, this is your livelihood. How do you pre-ship it? How do you move it?
Yeah, like an anvil case or what?
No, this just lives on a leather cushion in the back of my car. Not this time of year. I bring it inside when it's bitterly cold out. And everything else just each has its various cases. I almost like inventing the transport systems more than I like playing the instruments. I'm a big fan of like finding places to stash things.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
On the head of the banjo, is that a tuner or a capo? Or
Yep, that's a tuner.
Okay, I was wondering what that was.
It never will be in tune, but it's the loudest instrument, compared to all my drums and cymbals, so I thought I'd use it today.
Can you turn around real quick? I want to see the rear of this contraption.
Look at
He's got
that.
horns, and do you have a song that incorporates every single instrument that you know of?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know if I've never thought about trying to incorporate every one.
Okay.
That's something that has never even crossed my mind. Like I'm going to make an arrangement where I use every single thing on it.
Inagata Davida.
Well, I got to hear whatever next song you do, you have to include the siren whistle because I'm a sucker for that little thing. But if people want to reach out to you, if they want to hire you for an event, number one, like how long can you come and perform for, or actually, how do people reach out to you if they want to hire you?
There's a website, nickdisanto.band is the best way to do it.
We'll link to it on.
Yeah,
our
we'll
site
make
as
sure
well.
we share that, and you're flexible on your price depending on the event and how far you have to travel and stuff like that.
And a lot of people want me to just sort of stroll around like a parade ground or a carnival or something, and just cover ground.
By the way, he totally reminds me of Jackie Bam Bam too, in the striped shirt he's wearing.
But like facially, I like Dave Matthews. I'm sure you get that a lot. Do you get that a lot?
No.
Okay, I see a lot of Dave Matthews.
No, but do you kind of wear this vintage garb when you're doing it as well to play in with the part?
Yeah, I feel pretty like shabby old vaudevillian when I do this, so I kind of dress the part. Yeah.
Musically, your focus is early jazz, which would seem perfect for this.
Yeah.
What was the toughest gig you had to play? I assume it involved a lot of steps.
Oh my goodness, there have been some really strange performances that people want. I'm really often just stuck right next to a DJ or a full band or something.
Right.
But the most interesting one was a lawyer was turning 64, and he loved a Beatles song, When I'm 64.
Yeah. Which would be perfect for this rig.
Yeah. And they stuck me right outside. He was in like some important meeting, like a lawyer meeting, and they had me sneak up to the property and just stand perfectly still outside the meeting until he was done. Then they flung open the doors, and I just I played When I'm 64 to him.
Oh, that's a great idea. You know what? I just thought of a world record. I'll bet it doesn't exist, and you could break it. Would be the longest distance covered by a one-man band. And you get out and literally just, walk and play for 10 miles or something like that and constantly playing the whole time because you have to keep walking and you could set a world record.
I had a dream that I one-man banded across Pennsylvania.
Wow. You know what? Add a Stephen King element. If he stops, he gets shot.
and killed.
Nick, just quick question about that Beatles song. Does that have the siren whistle in it by any chance?
It does not.
Then let's do 2 more songs. Let's do 2 more songs.
Because the Beatles is Preston's favorite band.
Can we get a Beatles song from you first? Or whatever you want to do. I don't care.
I was I'm all set up to do this one here. This is a old sort of pre-jazz age, ragtime age song. I think you'll know it once it gets going.
This is Nicholas DiSanto, our one-man band on the Preston and Steve Show.
There's a saying going round, and I begin to believe it's true. It's hard to love somebody when they don't care about you. Once I had a loving gal as good as any in this town, but now I'm sad and I'm lonely since she's gone and turned me down. Now I ain't got nobody, 'cause nobody cares for me. I'm so sad and lonely. Won't somebody take a chance with me? I'll sing sweet love songs, honey, all the time. If you will come and be mine, sweet baby mine, 'cause I'm
so happy.
Terrific. I'm like smiling like a little idiot because it's so much fun.
Wow. Has anybody ever asked you to teach them how to do what you do?
Yeah, in fact, there's a kid who was he and his dad were building one of these, and he went as one for Halloween. And sometimes he would email me with specific questions about how do you attach this thing here? How do I solve this problem?
Right.
And I love emailing him back with probably more information than he wanted, but visual aids and.
There's going to come a point where honestly, depending on obviously this is your bread and butter, your career. But something like this will have to be preserved museum status because it is, as Casey points out, it's a sculpture, it's a work of art.
Yeah.
I kind of wonder how many around the world, how many sort of old things like this are in attics somewhere.
Yeah.
Are there any other one-man band people that you know? I mean, is there a community of people that perform like this?
There's a bunch online. It's pretty rare to see someone wearing this stuff. I have a few friends locally who sit and do percussion with their feet, and they have their main instrument in their hand. And they sing. But
well, that's nothing. Look at you.
I would like to do that. People want this.
I saw a guy one time. It was pretty incredible. He was playing saxophone with his elbows. He was playing the drum kit behind him, and he was playing the bass guitar with his feet, an electric bass.
Huh.
And it was amazing. I mean, there are some people who can, who are dexterous like that.
This one time I was coming out of the car and I had 4 grocery bags in my hands.
Wow.
And then I shut the car door with my foot.
It's amazing.
Yeah, crazy, right?
What instrument, what is your holy grail of instruments you'd like to incorporate into your rig but just haven't been able to put it together yet? I assume a grand piano?
It's not a holy grail, but the next one on my radar is the musical washboard.
Oh, yeah. It's a classic sound. Yeah.
You typically wear thymballs on your fingers. And, so I'm thinking I'm going to have to make a wooden hand with some thymballs on the fingers that controls that.
When you do, let us know.
Oh, I will.
There was a guy, we were in, my wife and I took a trip to Copenhagen, and we were in this bar, and this guy comes in, and he had a washboard. It was a tie, and it was that thin.
Really?
And he had thimbles on his fingers, and they put on music, and he played to it, and he might have had a kazoo or something, too, and we were just fascinated by it. It was amazing. So, yeah, you could easily incorporate something like that into it. I'm a drummer, so I play drum kit, so I know the 4 limbs and how this whole thing works out. And but there's no way I could do all of the things that are involved, especially when it comes to singing along, playing along, keeping the rhythm and the whole thing. Is your set list done, or do you learn more songs from time to time?
I'm always learning more songs. Yeah.
So orchestration has to be interesting.
Yeah.
You got to make it up.
Yeah, and one of you said that it's like dancing earlier. Yeah. It's very, very true. It's you almost from the neck down. I approach it much more like a dancer, trying to stay balanced and stay centered. And I'm pretty careful about the chords and the melody and the harmonica part. But
have you ever fallen over? Have you ever fallen down with this on?
It hasn't happened yet. It will happen.
All right.
Yeah. I've come close.
Yeah.
So then this question has to come. How? I assume you are insured for this, correct?
The instruments are.
Yeah.
By the way, going back to the falling down thing, I would love to hear what that sounds like. Not that once you get hurt or to damage your instrument, but it's got to sound kind of fun.
Well, I have a lot of suspenseful moments in my set where
Where are you shaking that? Is that on your ankle?
Trying to get up as high as I can.
He's got it on his shoes. Oh, my God. That is fantastic.
It'll be something like this. Wait. No. There's another one.
The white zone.
No, there's one.
Well,
the white zone. This one. Wait. The crazy Willy Wonka.
I'll throw this thing down the stairs, and you can get a sample of it for yourself.
All right, and we'll have that.
We wouldn't dare make you do that.
We'll have that for good. Are you single? Do you have a relationship or anything right now?
Believe it or not, I'm single.
Believe it or not, the one-man band guy is single, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I wasn't sure because you have little baby footprints on your
Yes,
banjo.
I have a son.
Okay,
yeah. And he's not mortified. He's 6 years old. He's not mortified by me yet.
I'll tell you this. for a kid to be around this and to see this, it's got to be wonderful. You've got to be his hero for this sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's a very sort of off.
That's going to end soon.
Willy Wonka kind of upbringing that he's.
Yeah, but like on Parent Day at school, if you come in for Career Day or whatever, oh my God, the kids are going to love that.
So the dad before you, who's a neurosurgeon, is going to look like nothing.
Are you kidding me? Of course.
I'm probably more rare than a neurosurgeon, statistically.
I'm absolutely blown away that this is your vocation, that you make a full-time living out of this. It's so interesting. I know there are people that obviously are musicians, but this is so niche. This is so unique that it's interesting.
Well, this time of year, it's a you kind of eke out a living, and then in the spring, summer, and fall, I kind of
that's your bread and butter.
How often are you working? And you've got to be on the road a lot.
I like to do about 20 performances a month.
Okay,
but I fall short of that sometimes. It depends on where they are and how lucrative they are too. But
oh my God! Listen, we'll put this out there for you. You talk about it on the corporate level or with the lawyer that you did. Bring something like this into for fun. You'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Talk about a morale boost.
Yeah. Can we get one more from you? Are you prepped for that? Or let's get one more tune.
All right.
You got to switch up harmonicas?
Yeah.
What's your favorite Rush song, Brad?
Yeah. Do you know La Via Strangiato by Rush?
I am working on different time signatures other than my one-man band shuffle, but I'm not going to demonstrate them right now.
All right. Fair enough. All right, if you're just tuning in, it is Nicholas DiSanto, the one-man band.
Goodbye, Joe. Me gotta go, me on my own. Me got to go, Port Piro down the bayou. My Yvonne, sweetest one, me on my own. Son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou. Jambalaya and a crawfish pie and a Philly gumbo. 'Cause tonight I'm gonna see my Michelle me home. Pick a tall 12-fruit jar and be gay-o. Son of a gun, we have big fun on the bayou. Jambalaya and a crawfish pie and a Philly gumbo. 'Cause tonight I'm gonna see my Michelle me home. Pick a tall 12-fruit jar and be gay-o. Son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou. I said, son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou.
Sorry, my little ukulele decided it's no longer going to hold a tuning for today.
Oh, yeah. All
It
done.
sounded great. Yeah,
It's done.
That was all good, man.
I love it because I've only heard that song in Steel Magnolias, and now I've seen it in real life.
There
They
you go.
played at the wedding.
The American Songbook. I mean, there's a lot of those. Yeah.
Classics, most definitely. Nick, thanks for making the drive out here from Lancaster just to entertain us. We greatly appreciate it. It's so much fun. It's a really interesting art and very cool, fascinating stuff.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. By the way, you can go to Nick DiSanto Band, nickdisanto.band.com. Is that what it is? Or
nickdisanto.band.
nickdisanto.band. There you go. And you can hire Nick. I think it's great. I think, Steve, that is a great idea.
Yeah, it's just a great idea.
Either as a surprise for someone, like the birthday thing I thought was a lot of fun, or a corporate event, or maybe like the barbecue or something like that. You never know. We'll have to see. But check him out when you get a chance. Thanks, Nick. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.
All right, let's hear it for Nick, everybody. One-man band. Little dream come true on the Preston and Steve Show.
Great.
I love it. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back in a second. Stay with us.
Just start there.
Saw this yesterday.
All right.
So Costco's program not only provides savings, but also helps reduce demand for new minerals used in manufacturing electronics. That makes them beneficial for both your wallet and the environment.
Is this solely for Costco members?
Yes. And so it says companies can extract valuable materials from old devices, such as gold, as well as important ones used in lithium-ion batteries. And that's why it's tremendous waste that so much old electronics go to waste, leaving an estimated $62 billion in value on the table. Trading in old electronics is also important in keeping hazardous materials out of landfills. Poorly managed e-waste can leach dangerous chemicals such as mercury and lead, thereby contaminating soil and water.
How about that?
Yeah.
Because they always have those mass, like the office complex here will have a digital garbage day where they'll come by with, shredders and bulk erasers and things of that nature and get rid of it for you. But if you could get paid for it.
Yeah, I've turned in, we had old PCs that we got rid of through that very thing, and I think it might have been here.
Do you remember what they did? I mean, did they?
They just took it from me. I don't remember what kind of guarantee they gave you that, that any data was going to be was not going to be compromised. So I just remember I felt okay doing it. So
somewhere in Russia, there are guys sitting around your computer going, "This guy really likes sporty spice."
Yeah. If you're interested, check through Costco. But I thought that's a pretty cool idea. Yeah. All right, let's see what else we got here. All right, I found this one. I thought about putting this in the Just Saying It's Stupid. We'll do this here. A biopharmaceutical company is looking for ways to slim down household pets. Okava Pharmaceuticals in San Francisco plans to introduce this week a new GLP-1 clinical weight loss study for cats. It's called Meow 1. And
to be honest, this could be a good thing.
Yeah, they will look to use OKV-119, which is a miniature implant in cats, which will deliver the GLP-1 continuously for up to 6 months.
Because one of the hardest things to do is to get an obese animal to lose weight.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, our male dog he's overweight.
Yeah,
and he loves to eat. And it's hard to,
especially when you have another pet in the house.
Yeah, it's hard to keep that from happening. So Meow 1 is the first ever weight loss trial using this approach on household pets. The study is going to examine up to 50 cats who will take the implant and have their weight studied at 3 months on the drug, though the cats will remain under evaluation for 6 months, according to Okava CEO Michael Klotzman.
If they can get a handle on this, how soon before we're having cats inject oil to give them fake muscles?
Klotzman said that the goal would be to file for FDA approval for the product between 2027 and 28, and the target is for the product to cost owners an out-of-pocket payment around $100 a month. The company says weight is a particular important issue among felines, as over 50% of domestic household cats are overweight or clinically obese.
Yeah, we've had a few, that are on the heavier side, and you work hard and you try to do the best you can for them. But now we now have 7 remaining.
Seeing the big, the ones that look like sumo wrestlers, crack me up.
Yeah.
They're
big fat
They're
cats.
so funny. Okava will use exenatide as its GLP-1 for the study. A different ingredient than is used for popular weight loss drugs for humans. Ozempic uses semaglutide, and Mounjaro uses a trizepatide.
So what popular song will they rip off for the cat version of Ozempic?
Yeah. That's a good question.
Cats in the Cradle?
The company
it's not peppy enough.
Claims several advantages to using the drug on pets over using traditional diet or exercise regimens. Some of the pros that the company cites are reduced risk of diabetes through improved glucose metabolism and decreased osteoarthritic pain.
Stray cat strut.
And inflammation. There you go. As among the advantages cited are enhanced cardiovascular function and better insulin sensitivity.
Yeah. So I wonder what the availability now is of the non-injectable, because now every company is coming out with some sort of weight loss drug, because everyone weighs out the pros and cons of getting on it, whether we talked about microdosing or whatever.
Right.
They're seeing the advantages.
Yeah, Wegovy's the only one that's
pill form.
Pill form.
Okay.
Right now,
All
there's another one on the road.
The company also says that early studies have proven that the implant and GLP-1 treatment is safe and beneficial to pets.
Yes, do you carry pussy pills?
No, we only do the injections, sir. We just do the pussy injections. Beyond just cats, Okava plans to study dogs next, too.
Yeah, why not?
They said the medicine works similarly in pets as it does in humans.
For my experience over the years has been you're more likely to find a corpulent cat than a puffy puppy.
They said pet owners should expect to see meaningful behavioral changes in their animals. Most notably, pets will become less food motivated.
Right.
They'll show less begging behavior.
Yes.
Reduced scavenging and better portion control.
But Press, you have your dogs are siblings, and
Yes.
you feed them at the same time. Why is one bigger, fatter than the other?
So not only fatter, just bigger in general.
All right.
So there has to be. They're not pure Yorkies.
Okay.
There's some other bloodline in there, and we think that in the genetic milkshake that happens when they're being created, that Haley, the female, had to have gotten some Chihuahua in there because she's smaller. She's more intense in her she's more hyperactive, like you said, and her snout looks a little bit different.
Okay,
but they're both from the same litter. She just came out a little different.
Is it possible they're Saint Bernard Yorkies?
Saint Bernard Yorkies, quite possible. I don't know if I see any Saint Bernard in there or not. But anyhow, I thought that was a cool idea that they're gonna do weight control for cats,
long-term health prospects. It's good.
Yeah.
All right, back into the junk drawer. All right, I saw this story out of China. Parents have found a new way to pressure their kids into getting married, and it involves AI-generated videos. These clips, which are flooding platforms like Weibo, show fake older people expressing regret about not starting families when they were younger. And in one viral video, an AI-created 58-year-old woman sits alone during hospital visits while other patients have family members caring for them. Another shows a 56-year-old character wishing that she had listened to her parents. And I saw this, and I was wondering if the pressure to get married is still really as much of a thing as it used to be.
Well, I think particularly with China, they're countering their, one child or their child limitation rules. They find themselves with the population, even though they have a huge population, they're fighting a lot of issues that came with all of those rules in the 90s. So, but that's a good question, Preston. Is there the pressure if you are? You talk about globally, right? I mean, just in general.
Yeah, already here. The people listening right now, because I remember a friend of mine who were the same age.
Yeah.
I remember him telling me when we were in probably our early 30s that his parents were really pushing. Hey, you're not married yet.
I never had that.
We really want some grandkids, And
in fact, my advice was, please don't ever get married. Don't have kids.
No, but and I was like, wow, really? You're getting that? I'd never gotten that from my parents, but because it says here not just about having kids, but just about getting married.
Getting married
in particular, and I know obviously times have changed. Specifically, that. There was a time where women needed to find a man to help support them because women weren't really commonplace in the workforce, and so therefore, if you didn't find a breadwinner, you were going to be stuck with your family and having to take money from them.
There's a big indicator of that in the movie It's a Wonderful Life, where Mary hasn't gotten married. You're not going to like it. She's an old maid.
She's an old maid.
Yeah. I mean, women couldn't get credit cards until the 70s.
Yeah. So,
but they had their own cigarette.
Oh,
Virginia
come a long way, baby.
Somebody had to buy them for us, but
baby, you've come a long way,
baby. You got your own cancer stick.
Oh my God. But I'm just not sure if it
I think some cultures are probably you're going to feel it a little bit more.
Certainly, yeah. And maybe China is one of those. China saw marriage registrations drop more than 20% in 2024, with just 6.1 million couples tying the knot, which has parents worried, apparently. While some commenters are cheering on the trend and asking for more videos, young people mostly find it funny. Many say the fact that parents had to use AI because they couldn't find real people to share these regrets says a lot.
That doesn't say a lot about your message.
Yeah.
I'm loving it, man.
Yep. All right, back into the drawer of the junk. All right, here's one. Speaking of having kids, this is according to Kate Stone. She's a mother and is breaking down which extracurricular activities are most helpful for getting kids into college. Or I don't know if she's she is, hang on a second, college admission process. She's a professional who's built a career on guiding students. So
she's a madam.
Yeah, she's a she's a college admissions expert.
Oh, I see.
So,
Okay.
yeah, sorry about that.
Is crew in there rowing?
Well, let's start at the beginning, and then I'll get to that. While being involved at a school is great, not all extracurriculars are created equal. Anything that thousands of kids are doing is always going to be less helpful for you, she says. And it's not that you should completely avoid popular extracurriculars, though. It just means that you have to bring something creative or differentiated to it.
So these things they're gonna stoke your chances of getting into a college, right? It's going to help you with that process.
Yeah.
I assume promoting college basketball gambling is not one of them.
Probably not. The college admissions expert recently ranked a handful of popular high school activities according to their value, and she did it out of a ranking out of 10.
All right.
So 10 being the best. So I'll give you a couple of these on here. So in an application to a top-tier university, if you're a newspaper editor, that's like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah. My daughter did that at her high school newspaper.
Okay.
That's all I have to say about that.
Which daughter?
Oh, Casey.
All right.
Because she's in college.
And that helped her out?
Yeah.
Okay. Robotics is a 3 out of 10.
So if your daughter's a robot.
Student council is 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Winning academic. One of our favorites here on the Preston and Steve Show, 3:11 and Amber. Good morning to you, friend. 2 minutes after 8 o'clock. All right, we got some things going on, but since we're already slightly over the mark of 8, let's do this now. No, let's do this now.
93.3 WMMR Philadelphia. It's time for a keyword.
All right, the keyword is race, R-A-C-E. And we'll give you until 25 minutes after the hour to enter it on the MMR app or at WMMR.com, or you can also text it to the special contest short code number, and that's 45911. One random entry wins $1,000 in the company-wide contest. Winners, you'll get a call from Beasley. Make sure you answer your phone. Contest rules available at WMMR.com. And the Preston and Steve No Sad Dough is sponsored by Franklin Mint Federal Credit Union. So the word again is race, R-A-C-E. Enter that right now. That's if you want to win $1,000, you know. We're going to take a look at traffic, see how we're doing this morning. Marissa, what's up so far?
A lot of volume out there. 42 freeway northbound is jammed up because the left lane is closed for road construction. This is right around 12A, jammed back to Blackwood, Clemington Road. We have that accident on the PA Turnpike westbound right after Fort Washington. The shoulder is blocked. We are jammed back to 351. Then we have some slowing on the Blue Route northbound from 95 to the Media Bypass, Germantown Pike out to the Pennsylvania Turnpike, Vine Street eastbound from 76 to Broad Street, westbound from the Parkway out to the Schuylkill eastbound Boulevard Divine, westbound from Passyunk to Girard, and the Boulevard out to Gladwin, then 95 northbound. We're slowing from Market Street to Curlin and Allegheny Avenue out to Cottman. This traffic report is brought to you by Staples. Get your epic party started at Staples. Now you can grab party, city balloons, decorations, and tableware, plus matching custom invites, banners, and more right at your local Staples. That was easy, and that's your traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
All right, thank you very much, Marissa. I got a text that says, hey, guys, the YouTube crew appreciate what you're doing today, and give Claire our love, and that is from Crazy Turtle, who checked in from the YouTube crew. So if you're just jumping in, Steve is out today. Very rare occasion where he didn't make it into work. And the reason being is his wife, Claire, had this really weird thing happen. Her jaw dislocated like out of nowhere. It just slipped out. And so obviously Claire's in some pain. So they've got to take care of things today. So we're holding down the fort. We're going through with no sad dough. We're doing our giveaways as well. Other things that we have for your chance to win. Get on board. We'll do the lesson question later today on top of all that. But in the meantime, we're rolling through some older segments. So we're happy to bring you another look at the B-File.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors. Right now, get 50% off all installation or 0% APR for 48 months. You can call 877-98-PELLA to schedule your free in-home consultation. You can visit PellaPhilly.com. Here we go. All right, this is something I thought about putting in the Just Saying Institute, but I think it fits well in the bizarre file. The U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention issued a health alert to clinicians on Tuesday, warning that the savage flesh-eating parasitic fly, the New World screwworm, is not only approaching the Texas border, but also felling on an increasing number of animals in the bordering Mexican state of Tamaulipas.
It's a new world world.
The advisory directs doctors, veterinarians, and other health workers to be on the lookout for the patients with wounds teeming with ferocious maggots burrowing into their living flesh.
So do you think you could look at footage of that quicker than you could look at someone suspended by their nipples?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can do that. The alert also provides guidance on what to do if any such festering wounds are encountered, namely removing each and every maggot to prevent the patient from dying and under no circumstances allow any of the parasites to survive and escape. The New World screwworm is a fly that lays its eggs, up to 400 at a time, in the wounds, orifices, and mucous membranes of any warm-blooded animal.
It's gonna make you puke.
The eggs hatch into flesh-eating maggots, which look and act much like screws, twisting and boring into the victims while eating them alive.
Little maggot, you make me want to vomit.
While the flies are indiscriminate killers, they're particularly devastating to livestock and are estimated to cause hundreds of millions of dollars in damage each year.
Isn't it wild to think that the greatest amount of death by another creature on Earth comes from mosquitoes?
Tiny
maggots,
little bitty things. So
it's the smallest things that can kill you.
beware. The New World screwworm is on its way. Cities in China are putting humanoid robots to work as traffic police. In Wuhu, a city in Anhui province, a robot officer known as... I'm sorry, sir, what town are you from? So the Intelligent Police Unit R001 stands at busy intersections wearing a police uniform, reflective vest, and a white cap. The robot is hooked up to the city's traffic signal system and can make hand gestures to direct traffic. It also makes that noise.
Yeah.
It uses cameras and AI to spot violations by cyclists and pedestrians.
Is that the siren?
And pedestrians. and then it calls out warnings with its voice system. And that's not all. The robot can also move around on its own.
I didn't know it could talk.
Can move around on its own, find illegal parking, and watch roads in real time.
Hey, dumbass!
Human officers say that it helps ease the workload, especially during rush hours or bad weather. Other Chinese cities like Chengdu and Hangzhou have also started using robot police. And experts say that China's market for this kind of technology could reach 400 billion by, not dollars, 400 billion yuan or yuan by 2030. A teen in Florida has learned that if you live stream yourself trying to stay in a closed Walmart for 24 hours, there's a good chance they're going to catch you.
Yeah.
Isaac Hurley, who was 18, took to TikTok after he allegedly entered Walmart about 45 minutes before its 11 p.m. closing time. Police say his video showed Hurley stating that he intended to complete a 24-hour challenge inside Walmart and requesting likes and shares. A 911 caller outed Hurley after seeing the live stream. The police report said cops entered the store and they found the suspect hiding between dog beds and actively recording on his phone. The report noted that after Hurley was cuffed and read his rights, he told officers that he thought that he could earn money from the stunt.
Of course.
He has pleaded not guilty to the charges, including felony burglary.
There's a whole bunch of this stuff. I wonder what percentage of live streaming is actually the commission of illegal activities to get views.
Yeah. All right, here's the story of a woman who posted something on TikTok, actually. Lauren Thomas shared how her car was rear-ended a grand total of 19 times while she was in an automated car wash. So her car stopped moving.
Oh, man.
But the car behind her did not.
No.
And it rammed into her 19 15 times.
I've always wondered if that would be the case.
Yeah, the post exploded with over 2.7 million views, and commenters revealed how shockingly common something like this happens.
Oh, really?
Yeah, fortunately, there's recourse for anyone whose car is damaged at a car wash, assuming that it can be proved that they followed all the car wash's protocols and instructions.
She had to call the robot cop.
Car damage is the responsibility of the business if there's a faulty or failing equipment. If safety protocols aren't followed or employees aren't properly trained or signage and instructions aren't abundantly clear. We're looking at video of this, but the car keeps just ramming into the back of hers. So you got to be careful when you go in there. University of Alaska Fairbanks student was arrested after ripping AI-generated artwork off a gallery wall and eating it in protest. Graham Granger was found chewing and spitting out Polaroid-style image from an exhibit by fellow student Nick Dwyer titled Shadow Searching ChatGPT Psychosis.
Hey buddy, could have just thrown it away.
Police say at least 57 of the 160 images were ruined. Granger told officers that he destroyed the work because it was made using AI, and he was charged with criminal mischief and booked into jail. Ironically, Dwyer's exhibit was meant to warn about the dangers of AI and not celebrate AI.
My tummy hurts.
All right, and then one last story, and then we will wrap this up. Let's see. Let's end with this one. An Alabama police officer pulled over a driver for traffic violation and ended up seizing more than 80 gallons of illegally distilled moonshine.
80 gallons?
Yeah.
What kind of car was it?
You know what? I don't know.
Officer like, have like a truck.
Dylan Griffin stopped 61-year-old Learndis Hamilton in Alabama on January 9th after noticing multiple containers in plain view of the vehicle, inside the vehicle.
What you are with your...
A deeper search uncovered the 81 gallons of moonshine, and he was traveling from Florida through his final destination wasn't clear. Authorities believe that he planned to sell the alcohol mainly due to the amount that he was transporting. He was arrested and booked into the county jail. The case has been turned over to the Alabama Beverage Control Board.
This picture's pretty amazing, Preston. Of them all laid out. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, and there you go. Yeah, it was a truck, Steve. And that is what I have in the bizarre file for you this morning. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Stay there. That's an 8 out of 10.
So it's a big one.
Yeah. And I don't, so academic competition, so, math clubs and things like that.
These kind of things.
These things. Playing viola, a 9 out of 10.
Why the viola?
Playing the violin is 3 out of 10.
What?
Why?
I guess fewer people play the viola.
All right, hang on.
What about the guitar?
The viola is slightly larger than a violin.
Okay.
I knew you were going to ask that question.
And like deeper, right? Like the sounds.
Well, yeah, because it's larger. It has it's got a lower register.
All
to
right,
it.
so hang on a second. Then what's that compared to a cello?
Well, a cello is even larger. So
Okay.
it's got a lower timbre to it.
All right.
And remember, a manwich is a meal.
Yeah, but it tastes like what is it?
Looks like a sneaker, tastes like a meal.
No.
Wait, which one? The sneaker one or the meal?
The manwich.
It's something is something, but a manwich is a meal. A burger's a burger, but a manwich is a meal. Maybe is that
Something
what it was?
like that, yeah. I forgot.
We could go on.
I opened up a can of worms with that one.
Yep. All right, taking an independent online course or college course is an 8 out of 10. So it's an independent course. Planning your prom, planning your summer vacation is a 7 out of 10.
Wait. Students can plan. I just assumed that the prom was planned by all of the faculty and staff. I had no idea that. I wasn't.
You're
part
on
of
the prom planning committee.
Yeah, you get to pick the theme and the colors and what the little giveaway is.
You know what I did? What I recall most about the prom was that "Carry On My Wayward Son." It was in the program. They had it as by Journey, and I was like,
"What?"
I know.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know why that song was listed, but it was like carry and by Journey. I was like, "That's not Journey."
What?
Yeah, they didn't consult me. That's why.
Okay, so you should have been on the prom committee.
On the committee.
All right, solving a real-world problem in your community will get you a 10 out of 10. As far as extracurricular activities being a good sign for a university.
So that's where Eagle Scout comes into play.
Yeah.
You know, if you're an Eagle Scout, that's part of you have to do something for your community.
It's a final project.
It's a massive point.
Yep. So what else
about devising a way to travel faster than the speed of light? Will that bode well for you?
They might take a peek at
I
that.
see here that you broke the speed of light barrier.
Model, UN, and debate.
Why do you have to be attractive to join that?
5 out of 10. No, it's not like a fashion model.
You guys know I was in the Model UN, right?
Yeah.
In college, though.
Super sexy.
Yeah.
And what did you represent?
Djibouti.
Djibouti. No kidding.
And was your slogan, "It's my duty to please the people of Djibouti"?
The only thing I actually remember from any of that is that the capital of Djibouti is Djibouti.
That's right.
That's all I remember.
Listen, things should be so simple.
Yeah.
All right, this is interesting, Casey. You mentioned Eagle Scout. That's only 6 out of 10. I find that surprising.
Eagle Scout to me would carry a lot more impact.
I feel like maybe it carried more impact in the past.
Well,
and then
Eagle Scout, like if you're getting into some of the great, like the Citadel or some of the great military academies or West Point, like you'd have to have like a senator or somebody get behind you. But I know that scouting thing figures in prominently.
Listen, this whole college thing is a game these days, right? And the parents are now they know how to play the game.
Yeah.
So so this is just another tactic.
Part of the game.
It's another part of
It's
it.
like Catan.
Yeah, exactly. And so so all of this stuff, it's so competitive. And the colleges know this too.
I'm sorry, Casey. I have breaking news. Can you can you pull that up real quick? Hang on real quick. Yep.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
All right, this just in. A sandwich is a sandwich, but a manwich is a meal.
There you go. Yeah. A lot of people are coming to terms with that right now.
Okay, thank you.
I just had a sandwich. You didn't have a manwich? Because that's a meal. By the way, I do love a manwich.
All right, so also, here's a couple more. I just have a handful of these lists. Founding a club with a measurable impact is, well, if you're a founder of a club, it's a 3 out of 10. That's not so great. But founding a club with a measurable impact, whatever that means, is a 9 out of 10. All right. If you're
like ISIS.
If you're the varsity captain, it's a 5 out of 10. Which I would have thought that would have been a little bit better.
I thought it would have carried more. I'm clearly a bad judge of this stuff.
I guess if you're not really going for an athletic scholarship, right? Maybe, I don't know.
You just like to smell worn gym clothes.
If you are a tutor, not like a farter, okay? A tutor.
Well, what is that?
Tutoring.
I should have gotten into Yale.
I thought you meant like a British royal family.
No, that'd be a tutor.
Right, yeah.
A tutor. I hit the second T hard. 4 out of 10. Internships will gain you a 7 out of 10. That's important to know.
Yeah.
Internships, or I wouldn't be doing what I do without entering into an internship program.
Hey, Maurice, can you do me a quick favor as he's going through this list? Can you find out how many high schools there are in this country? All right, back to you, Preston.
How many high schools there are in the country?
Yeah, it's just a point I want to make.
Okay, and then there's only one left, and that is if you are DECA, D-E-C-A, which is Student Career Organization, that'll get you 5 out of 10.
Wow, I had virtually none of the. In fact, I had none of these. What I'm saying, virtually none of these. I was,
Marissa found
not inclined.
There's a lot of here, Casey.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
So it's close to like 23,000.
Okay, so that means there's 23,000 valedictorians every single year. So that's what I'm saying. Like all of this stuff, it's all a game, right? So it's all a game, man. No, but listen,
you're being taken, man.
Let's just go by like the Ivy Leagues, right? The Ivy League schools are full of valedictorians, but if you don't have a story along with it, you're not going to get in, right? So you have to do something else. You have to create your own charity, or you know what I mean?
Or steal a good story.
Listen, my
I was a funny DJ in the Vietnam War.
My son's brother is my son would be my son.
My son's brother is the greatest guy.
My son's brother would be your other son.
My son's sister.
My son's friend
is a delight.
My son's friend is National Honor Society.
My son's mother.
He's an Eagle Scout.
Yes,
and and he got waitlisted Penn State. But it was the Camille School of Business, which is very, very highly sought after, right? But Penn State, for instance, they take in all of these other out of state students because they have to pay full price. It's just this weird.
It's a game, man.
It's a game. It kind of sucks. It kind of sucks because other states they mandate that you have to take a certain amount of in-state residents, right? Like Michigan State, for instance, but Penn State doesn't do that, and they're like, well, why would we take this high-achieving kid that lives in Pennsylvania,
who's not going to make us more money,
when I can take some kid from New Jersey
to me,
who's going to pay $70,000?
Seems like a big game.
Man, it sucks. And listen, we've gone through it, right? Like, we have 2 kids in college now. We got another one who's on the way, and she is a high achieving kid, right? But and she has worked her ass off. But she's competing. It's this weird competition. It sucks.
So your son's brother, your son, does he have good grades?
Yeah, he's in the National Honor Society.
Okay,
he's got great grades.
Yeah.
What does your son's mother think about that?
I don't know. I haven't talked. No, but it sucks. I know what
you're saying. There's all sorts of at their very core, these hallowed learning establishments are businesses.
Yeah.
So they're going to look for the best way to bring in profit.
Yeah. So don't forget that they are a for-profit institution.
Yeah. No, for sure, absolutely. And there's sometimes, like you said, it's a game, man. But you gotta stack the deck a little bit.
So you have to play the game too,
and you have to start playing it early too. If you depending on what your goals are, how lofty your goals are. Because I didn't have goals, so I didn't care, and I didn't do any of that stuff. I only did call it crazy things that I was actually interested in.
Well, life for us was like Plinko. They got dropped down, and by just the intervention of the fates, we ended up doing okay.
Yep, exactly. All right, Case, I have just a short thing, one more, if you don't mind. Or I think I do. It's in here somewhere. Let me dig into this drawer.
Wow, I feel like you're actually doing it.
All right, if you hate to walk away from the television, you can just take it with you now. Hisense announced a new TV. It's called the S6 Follow Me that can roll from room to room if you needed to. All right, thanks, Marissa. So, Steve is out today. Something really freakish happened last night. Steve's wife, Claire, her jaw dislocated, spontaneously. Really, really weird. I got a text from somebody that says, hey, I dislocated my jaw in my sleep from grinding my teeth so hard when I was in college. Woke up and popped it back in the morning. I was like, did that happen? And it was wild. Have you ever had a cramp in your jaw?
Yep, absolutely.
Dude, it is painful. I've done it from yelling too loud.
Yeah.
Whoa! And then all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, I can't shut my mouth.
I've gotten it from yawning.
From yawning?
Yeah, I got it right here. Everything kind of bunches up just below my chin. Yeah.
Underneath, right there. Very, very painful.
The jaw pop freaks me out.
Yeah.
When you just swing it back and forth.
So apparently Claire had this pop happen, and then it started swelling up. So they're going to try to get things taken care of today. So we're holding down the fort on this end. Yes, we're doing no sad dough. We'll do our lesson question, letter of the day at the end of the program as well. But in the meantime, we're playing back some segments. It's not the Preston and Steve show if Preston or Steve are not here. So we do a different version of it. But we always have a great conversation when we talk to Zak Wylde. Let's have it now. Yeah. And our next guest is actually Warrior. He's holding up an action figure of the Ultimate Warrior, and we are excited to have him on. Once again, he's awesome, and Engines of Demolition is coming out on March 27th. This is the latest from Black Label Society. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us via Zoom, the amazing Zak Wylde is on the program. Hey, man, how you doing, bud? Obviously a wrestling fan.
Totally, but without a doubt, definitely the Warrior all day long. So my wife, like you said, my wife, she'll go. My girlfriend of 72 years. She'll go, babe, they're dolls. I go, they're action figures, right? She goes, what are you? She's like, what are you, 12? I go, no. I'm 13 now. I'm a teenager.
Zach, I saw you on Billy Corgan's show, which is great, and he's a massive fan.
Billy's awesome, man.
Yeah. And you brought a wrestling cutout as well. Was it the Ultimate Warrior?
Yeah, it was the Warrior. Yeah, totally.
That's hilarious.
I had to bear the ultimate gift. out on a show. So yeah.
You know what? I want to ask you a question and what you think about, you said how awesome Billy is. Billy Corgan's been on our program many times, and he still surprises me after all these years. The guy growing up, when Smashing Pumpkins hit, they were deep alt, they were harder alt rock band, but I had no idea the depth of his love for all kinds of music, especially like metal and stuff. I never realized that he was deep into all of that stuff. Isn't it? Did you find that surprising?
Yeah, because me and Billy are like the same age. I just turned 59. So, but it's just like, Dimebag, Billy, myself. I mean, like all of us, if we all went to high school together, we'd all be talking about how awesome Eddie Van Halen is and Randy Rhoads and, KK Downing and Glenn Tipton and Matthias from the Scorpions and,
Yngwie.
So, you couldn't. Those are our guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, you couldn't help but be inspired by them. So it's the same thing. If we grew up in the 70s, it'd be Jimmy Page, Jimi Hendrix, Jeff Beck, Eric Clapton. I mean, those are your guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, it's awesome. But yeah, totally. Billy, because I mean, I think there's some videos, some YouTube videos of Billy shredding.
Yeah.
When he's 17 years old, just him noodling in the basement or whatever. Playing metal and playing some Randy licks and Eddie and stuff like that. So, yeah, because everyone just assumes, because if like punk rock stuff, it's just more aggression and it's more chord type stuff.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so it's just a different style playing. I mean, because there's no, like with a lot of the punk stuff, it's just either fast, aggressive, and it's just like, no need for solos, because it's not part of the soup. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
yeah.
Do you know what's interesting? What's great about you though, and to mention Billy Corgan as well, is that you're at the top of your respective games, but you're fans, and I think we as fans of what you do love to have you help us curate. Hey, have you checked this out? Have you checked that out? I mean, you always project it's this brotherhood. It's always it's this thing that you share, and right. I mean, you must, even at this point, with your career as successful as it is, occasionally have to pinch yourself.
No, I do that every. My wife does that Barbara Ann does that every day. When we wake up in the morning, I look into her gorgeous green eyes, and she looks at me, and then I go, "Surprise! You're the lucky winner."
She won. She won.
And then she just rolls back over, and I just hear her crying.
Oh my God!
Yes. Just like the Warrior says. Welcome to my nightmares are the best part of my day.
Oh, that's so funny.
That's hilarious.
That's me, honey.
Zach, getting ready to chat with you. I was pulling up some old stuff about you, and I was looking at old pictures of when you just first hooked up with Ozzy, and your face was clean shaven and everything. And I was wondering, and I know that you have children, and I was curious have your kids ever seen your face? Or have you always had a beard since they've been alive?
The oldest kids, they're what are they now? 33, 32. Yeah. That's Ray, our daughter, and J-Man, Jesse John Michael, our oldest son. And then you got Hendrix, he's 23, and then Sabbath Page he's 13. So, which is pretty crazy. I mean, I'm just saying with their musical tastes.
Yeah.
Because think about it. It'd be like if they're the oldest ones are listening to the Beatles and the Stones. By the time Hendrix comes rolling around, he's listening to Zeppelin and Sabbath. And then, and they're like, oh man, this stuff is terrible. You know what I mean? And then by the time Sabbath comes rolling around, he's listening to Van Halen and everything that's coming into the 80s.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, the gaps of what they listen to, because if you're a 10-year difference and you have older brothers, they're going to tell you your music sucks.
Yeah.
Just saying, it's just natural, but it is pretty funny. But yeah, the oldest two have seen me without the beard. And then when I did the Rockstar movie, it was at the end of Rockstar, I had to wear a fake beard. So, because I had to shave every day for that. But when we got at the end, they did a thing like, Where Are They Now with the band?
Yeah.
And, after the band broke up 10 years later, and I guess I was like living in the mountains, hunting and stuff like that. And I was out of music or whatever. And I had the beard so I could test drive this thing every day.
Yeah.
so I could see what I would look like with a beard. So I was just like, bro, after this movie's done, I'm just going to let it go.
Wow.
I want to ask about your mustache because you have it's almost like you have fangs that are hanging down in the middle there.
Well, yeah, it just depends on how much Odin Force I'm drinking. You know?
This is wet, Case.
Yeah. It happens naturally.
They look like fangs. They're just Odin Force indicators. That's what they are.
So our nighttime DJ, Jackie Bam Bam, he pulled me aside. Listen, he works all night. He's done at midnight, but he stays here till like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning.
He's got the graveyard shift.
Yeah. But he stays here all throughout the night to work on his shift. And so he pulled me aside and he wanted me to ask you some questions. I don't remember the questions, but he wanted me to ask you about Mark Wise and the Wise Guys, and then how you ended up getting hooked up with him. He's, I guess, a photographer. Is he from where you grew up?
Mark's instrumental. Yeah, Mark Weiss and Dave Feld, like they were instrumental in getting me the gig with Ozzy because I was playing in a small club in Jersey, this place called Close Encounters with the band Cyrus I played with at the time, and Dave Feld saw me playing there. He goes, "Oh man, did you ever think about auditioning for Ozzy?" And I go, "No, but I have thought about going out for a slice of pizza at Joe and Pat's with Jimmy Page later on today." These are like magical, mythical feeling. People that just show up at the Garden and then they just disappear into thin air. You know what I mean? They don't go grocery shopping. You know what I mean? So I'm like, no, I don't. He goes, well. My buddy Mark Weiss, he goes, he's a legendary photographer. He goes, all the pictures of Ozzy with the tutu and the whole 9 yards, like all these iconic shots. He goes, if you get a cassette and some pictures to me, I can get it to Mark. And I mean, what do you got to lose? You know what I mean? So that's what I did. And I got it to Dave. He gave it to Mark, and Mark ended up giving it to Sharon. So he gave it to Mom, and like Ozzy, when I auditioned, was like, he goes, "Have I met you before or whatever?" And I go, "No, unless you see me at the Garden when Bernie Gourmet was playing, or you seen me at Brendan Byrne Arena when Jake was playing, and Motley Crue opened up." I was just like, "No, you've never met me." But Oz goes, "No, I remember where I saw you before. My Polaroid was the only picture, because Ozzy's not going to go through 6,000 boxes of things, right. Just like the three of us will whittle it down to whoever it's going to be or whatever." So he goes, "No, now I know where I remember you from." He goes, "It was that Polaroid picture," and I looked at it and I go, "Oh, look at this kid. He must love Randy Rhoads." He goes, that's all I thought.
Wow.
Which I do, and still do. But I mean, it's just like, yeah, but that was like crazy because Oz goes, it was the only picture that he actually saw was on the kitchen table. You know what I mean? Like before I came out there and played.
And so
then he just said, "Zach," "play with your heart and then go make me a ham sandwich and go right on the Coleman's mustard. You do not want the mustard to overpower the flavor of the sandwich." So I played, I crapped my pants, and he said, "Go change your trousers and make my sandwich and make sure you wash your hands."
So Zach,
that's hilarious.
I was making ham sandwiches for the Oz and going light on the Colemans.
Oh my God. All right, so really, roughly how much time in between that Polaroid and the time where you were on a plane flying over to Russia with all these guys to play in front of 100,000 people?
Well, the best was getting I had to get a Mom, was just like, "Zach, he has to get a passport and everything like that." So we get a passport. And then I got a story coming from my parents. My dad's a World War II vet, my mom, and then my Barbara Ann at the time, which was my girlfriend, and my sister driving me off to the airport. Like, "Oh, Zach, he's going to play with hockey." That's a great story after that. Then when they were coming back from Newark Airport, or JFK, my dad didn't get lost, and my mother's yelling the whole time, going, "He doesn't know where he's going. He doesn't know where he's going." They pull over to a construction site. Barb was telling me, my dad's out there talking. He's got a hearing aid. He can't hear it from the war and the whole 9 yards. He comes out. This guy's at a construction site. He's up on a tractor, and the guy's talking or whatever. My mom's going, "He doesn't hear a damn thing. He doesn't know what the hell that guy's saying." My dad's out there for like 10 minutes talking to this guy. He comes into the car. She goes, "Do you know where we're going?" He goes, I didn't hear a thing. It was like World War XII on the way home. Barb said it was a complete TV show on the way back of them screaming at each other. But the whole thing is, I remember when I started playing, I get over to England and we're writing. And then Sharon called up, was talking with Barb. And goes, hello, Barbara Ann. Can I have a word with you? And she goes, yes, Mrs. Osborne. She goes, does Zachy have a drinking problem? And she goes, oh no, he doesn't drink. And she goes, because I'd be rolling with Ozzy all the time. Me, because I was the only one that would be with him,
Yeah.
So we'd be drinking, and she goes, oh, does Zachy have a drinking problem? She goes, oh no, he doesn't drink. He goes, well, he has one now.
Oh, man.
Zach, you've lived out
hilarious.
You've lived out every dream possible. Have you gotten to play with Max Sabbath yet?
Max Sabbath, yes, exactly. We play Iron Man, they play Frying Pan. You know what I mean?
For everybody who doesn't know, Max Sabbath is a Black Sabbath tribute band dressed as the McDonald's characters.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yes, and they are truly amazing. They crush it.
Nice.
But Zak Sabbath is awesome. We got to do a Zak Sabbath thing with with Max Sabbath and all the other Sabbath tribute bands.
Oh, I love it.
Hey,
yeah, totally.
You guys are coming to town playing the Fillmore on April 6th, and we're going to do some ticket giveaways and stuff in a moment. But I had a question before we get into that. I did see the other day the official Ozfest Instagram account posted some kind of a cryptic teaser about maybe Ozfest coming back. Did you catch any wind of that, Zach?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know why it ever went away. You know what I mean? So, yeah, because every year it's packed. It's like Lollapalooza. We know that's like an alternative festival. Coachella, and then you had, the bands, the Warped Tour was more for the punk thing. Like, I mean, I'm saying if it's doing well, I don't know why. And, Ozfest is obviously a platform for all the new metal bands and your old metal, the standing guard out there. But I mean, yeah, I think they're talking about bringing it back, which is a great thing because it's a platform for the whole metal genre and hard rock.
We were talking about it, and now what would happen is it would be a living celebration of Ozzy. It would take on a whole other wonderful aspect to it. So I agree 100%.
It's like MMA. I mean, Bruce Lee. Is the patron saint of MMA. I mean, the movie Game of Death is him going through each level, fighting different styles of guys until he gets to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah.
Then he joins the Celtics, and then they
He goes to Gilligan's Island.
Bruce Lee gets up there, he takes a yellow outfit off, and he puts on a Larry Bird jersey. It's just game on. All hell breaks loose.
So I mentioned the show and Black Label Society playing, but you're also going to be opening with Zak Sabbath and Dark Chapel. Is that on all of the shows of this tour?
Yes, I designed this tour because I play in Zak Sabbath.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is, you have Dark Chapel, you have Kid Dynamite, Dario Lorraine, that's Dario's band. So, I mean, Dario's singing, playing guitar in that. He does dishes, laundry. He'll do your taxes. I mean, it's truly amazing. And he makes an amazing chicken piccata. But so, Dario plays, then I go out with Zak Sabbath, and then, then Black Label plays. But the thing is this, the Black Label guys don't like us. They're scared, and we know it. And the thing is this, with this tour, by the time this tour is done, I'm going to sleep with Zak Wylde's wife.
Oh, yes.
That is the whole point of
That'll
it.
drive him up the wall.
Well, that's one of the best schizophrenic rock rivalries ever. Yeah. I wanted to ask you one thing you did bring up, and it was when you were talking to Billy about band names. You were in the band Stonehenge, and all of those. Preston had his bands and the names that you come up with. And we have artists.
We had a band
through.
called Tyrant when I was in junior high.
Zach, what band names didn't make the cut that you had been screwing around with when you were just starting with your garage bands?
Well, pretty much Black Label Society, but we couldn't come up with anything else, so we just said, hell with it, we'll just use this.
That was it. Yeah, one and done.
But no, I'm trying to think. It's just like I'm trying to think what ridiculous names came up, but I mean it's hilarious because Stonehenge, we had the name before we ever saw Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
So that's what made it even more special. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was pretty crazy. I mean, we play. We had the Ketchum's Kitchen gig. George Ketchum, one of our buddies in high school, we played his kitchen. I remember that one, and I remember our buddy Frank Antheon. His father was an electrician, and our light show that we made in electrical trades when we were in high school. He goes, it had. We had like coffee cans. We drilled it out, put light bulbs in it, and made the stands, and had a PVC and the whole 9 yards. So this thing was all made when we were in high school at trade school. I remember Frank's father looked at it because he's a licensed electrician. He's like, you clowns aren't using this thing, are you? We've already done like 10 shows with this thing. He's like, yeah, anyone touches these live wires, they'll be zapped instantly. You know what I mean? Dead. And between all our drunk friends being at the shows, it's just like Animal House all the time. It's like amazing that nobody was ever,
Dude,
it didn't just turn into
You could have had your own.
Doubt. It's just like, but we're rolling around with this thing. I think we still kept using it afterwards anyway. So, just let everybody know how electrifying the band was.
We're the same age, Zach, and when I played in a band in high school, these guys had somebody in metal shop made these little floor light things, literally with floodlights, and stuff. We thought it was the coolest thing ever. I mean,
you have
at
a
the
light
time.
show and then you got stickers. You're a pro band, bro.
Totally, man.
Yeah, and then Great White happens.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
you burned down a building.
Burned down a building.
Exactly. But I mean, which is pretty insane. But I mean, the fact that we had a light show and we had stickers.
Yeah,
I still have to tell Barb that we have light shows and stickers. It's still not helping. I don't get a split massage. I don't get shoulder rubs. I get nothing, bro.
That's hilarious. I want to ask you a quick question because as a musician and as with your solos and with I think we as Preston's a musician, but I think we kind of sit in awe of that and sit in awe of your capability. That's your artistic expression. The actual composition of a solo, and I mean, could you listen to an isolated solo without any surrounding music, and can you transport back to your mindset at that time? Is it? I mean. Because they're so complex, the ones who do it well, as do you, that are able to convey a thought or emotion, and other than just being technical, is it sort of like a personality profile of that point in time? If I'm not getting too,
I mean, I'm just saying, even with Oz and coming through Pride and Glory, through Black Label and everything, it's just like. It's the Randy Rhoads school of solo writing. I mean, when you listen to Hotel California with Don Felder and Joe Walsh, you listen to Stairway to Heaven with Jimmy Page, or you listen to pick any one of Randy's solos. I mean, he sat and composed it. Like, give me the backing track. So this way you have just like Ozzy coming up with melodies.
Yeah.
Like you have a melody line. So that like you have to sing that in the song. So it's a memorable melody, but it's just like the solos should be pretty much no different.
Yeah.
I mean, so ever since Miracle Man, through Mama and No More Tears or See on the Other Side, Perry Mason, I mean, any of the stuff I did with Oz, I'd sit and you write a solo.
Yeah.
So it's part of the song. And with Black Label, it's the same thing. I mean, Name and Blood, the solo that I sat and composed it. It's like, oh, you got this part here, and then it'll go here, and then usually you hear it when you're listening to the song, and then when it gets to that point, you're like, you can feel what you want to play.
It's got to give you some pride. I watch videos from time to time of people, YouTubers and whatnot, breaking down solos. There was a guy I was watching who was doing, a couple David Gilmour solos the other day, which were just brilliant. Mm-hmm. And have you seen guitarists sit down and take yours and kind of pick apart those parts and explain to people why this is so cool? And if so, does that feel pretty cool to see people doing that?
I think if you ask any musician when somebody covers a song and they were moved enough that they wanted to learn it and play it, I mean, that's the most beautiful thing you can get.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure. I mean, like Bob Dylan, he always said he refers to when he plays All Along the Watchtower, he goes, "We're going to play a Jimi Hendrix song now." Because I mean, that's what Bob says all the time, which is pretty awesome. I mean, but I'm sure the first time Bob Dylan heard Jimi Hendrix doing All Along the Watchtower, I was like, "Man, you guys got to check this out. It came out great."
Yeah.
So I think that's the most beautiful compliment anybody can give you. You know, I mean, it took the time to sit and learn your stuff. You know what I mean? So your song. So it's awesome.
Well, listen, Zach, we got to wrap, but I want to remind everybody, April 6th, the Fillmore is when Black Label Society is going to be performing, and we'll give away some tickets in just a minute. But also the album, Engines of Demolition, is going to be out on March 27th. How many tracks on this album, Zach?
We got 13 songs.
Okay, that's a chunky album. That's awesome. And it's great to see, full albums coming out now.
It just gives people more reason, to exercise their fingers so they can keep skipping through everything. Or at least they're getting some cardio in.
Dude.
I figured if they stop at 10, I go, just put 13. I go, that's 3 more calories.
It's a total body workout.
Yeah. Dude, you're the best, Zach.
That's what I do.
It's great talking to you, man. Good luck with everything, and we'll see you in town in April, all right?
All right, fellas. Great talking to you. Thanks for having me on, fellas.
Take care. All right, let's hear it, guys.
All time. Stay ultimate.
Zach, he's got the ultimate warrior. I love it, man. Oh, my God.
You forget how funny he is,
He is
man.
so damn funny. And I remember the first time we had him in, I was a little scared.
Yeah.
Because he's an intense dude on stage, but he is just funny and cool and a great person to hang out with. I love it. All right, we are going to take a break. We'll come back in a second. Make sure you stay with us.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
The 32-inch 4K
2026, the first show of the summer concert season. Saturday, May 9th at Freedom Mortgage Pavilion. Godsmack.
It almost looks like a large
Alice Cooper. The Hooters.
It's almost like
Everclear. Des Rocks. Cami Kehoe. Lilac. Local.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one that I've seen.
What's the name of it again, Preston?
High Sense.
It is called High Sense, and it's called the S6 Follow Me.
All right, the High Sense is the brand. I remember that.
yeah.
I always thought like High Sense was like it was like the cheaper TV that you would find in Walmart.
High Sense actually put out some good stuff.
Okay.
Okay, this is a different version than I saw, Preston. I might have seen the beta, but yeah. Does that hold any interest to you?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
No, God, no.
Because Lord knows you don't have enough TVs.
I know. Yeah, I mean, TVs are pretty inexpensive now.
And by the way,
pretty much put them where you want to.
The big issue that all these companies are dealing with, and Netflix and HBO and these kind of things, is that a good portion of the TV viewing public is not viewing classic TV, A, and B, they're watching it on their phones, their phones. And or iPads, which you can carry with you anyway.
Yeah,
you don't need an affixed stand.
But if you do want a larger screen, this is a better option because it's a 32-inch screen as opposed to a pad is going to be about as big as you get.
With your kids, quote unquote kids, in general, large screen TV sitters or mostly computer.
They do both. So yeah, they'll spend some time on the phone, but if they're going to watch a movie or a show, it's on the TV.
On the TV.
On the screen,
okay, yeah.
I'm still laughing that I said my son's brother.
Should we just hang there for a little while? Okay.
No, because I wanted to say
it's a game. It's a game.
It's a kid, my son's brother. Sorry. When you were coming up, when you were a little kid, how many TVs did you have?
Okay, I'll tell you, like teenage years.
Yeah.
So we had the living room television. We had one in the basement, and then one in my room, my sister's room, and my parents' room. So we had 5 TVs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there was the TV in the main room. My parents had a TV in their bedroom. That was it. Then my older brother, Gene, got a black and white. These are all black and white. I mean, I go way back.
Yeah.
And then we finally had den, parents' bedroom, my bedroom, and one in the basement.
Yes, we had 2 essentially. We had a room called the TV room, and
Which
that was
is-
upstairs.
yeah.
But we did have a black and white TV that was in the kitchen. And that wasn't connected to cable. So that was like strictly to like maybe watch the news when you were eating lunch or dinner or whatever.
Right.
We had one black and white TV that lasted a long time, and the thing that was unique about this particular black and white television, it was a fairly small one. I'm holding out my arms, about this big, and in its later years, as the picture would get a little bit iffy, we would beat the piss out of that.
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Smack it as hard as you could. And you know what?
It would work.
It would work.
It would work.
You'd just hit it.
Smacked. We had an Admiral or maybe a Philco, these old brands, and Preston, I'd rabbit punch.
Bang, bang.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And then I attached a closed wrench to the on and off button on the top. And my brother and I were in the same room. I was the turn on guy. There was the rope in the middle. And I'd have the rope, and then when we were going to sleep, I'd toss the rope over to his bed
and you turn it off.
All right,
that's great.
Follow-up question: what TV show do you think of when you think of that television?
That particular one,
Yeah.
that one, The Night Stalker. That's
Okay.
the movie, and then I remember clearly when we got our first color television set. Yes, that's my frame of reference, chronologically speaking. I remember for the first time ever seeing that Wile E. Coyote had yellow eyes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No kidding. Because when I ask you that question, I think of two things: tic-tac-toe for some reason,
Right.
And I just
Two girls in a cup.
No. I'm just going to say the news, but in particular, it was the Russia conflict in the Middle East. Because I thought the world was going to end.
I probably think of reruns of Leave It to Beaver.
Okay.
Because that would be on in the morning before school.
Great show.
And I would go in, and that was in black and white. So, all right. But anyway, they have this. If you want to get the S2 or the S6 Follow Me, it runs on battery power for up to 10 hours. So that means you can move it around. You don't have to plug it in. That's kind of the unique thing about it, I think.
And it's clearly
besides
like
the fact that it's on a stand and a roller.
It's a Wi-Fi set.
It also has anti-glare coating to help it work in bright spaces like kitchens or patios. Hisense designed it for people who want a screen that goes where they go. It reminds me of, have you ever been to in some medical offices?
Yeah.
Like they roll their monitors around from place to place.
So a lot of people use these monitors as like extended iPads. You know, they make touch screens that are that size for that same purpose.
Yeah, I don't think this is a touch screen.
No, it's not.
But this is for just watching shows or whatever you may be doing.
I want to watch Leave It to Beaver in here.
So it says that it uses Wi-Fi 6 and, Steve, touchscreen for controls.
There you go.
Instead of a remote. There you go. They have not yet announced pricing or release date as of yet, so it's still kind of in advanced conceptual phase.
I would love to see them attach sort of an electric scooter to the bottom of it so you could drive your TV around town.
And you could be watching some cool exotic location and think you're driving around there.
Yeah, we need all of this so much.
All right, that's the last thing. All right.
That was the junk drawer. Preston's closing up his junk drawer. There's nothing left here in the junk drawer. Until next time, that was the junk drawer.
One day we'll put some champagne glasses in here.
Yeah, they'll
see
just
if I can
explode while you're in the middle of that. Flyers had a hell of a game last night against the Ducks. In fact, I'll let Paul Newman describe the action.
Old-time hockey?
Oh, well, that wasn't Paul Newman. That was a different clip from Slapshot. Ryan probably doesn't know who Paul Newman is. I had him grab the clip, but that's still old-time hockey.
DeBoer gave it up.
Oh, and then this was a clip I was going to play after that. I thought we were going to stay with that last clip. But here's a little bit of the action from last night.
DeBoer gave it up. Zegras scores. Trevor Zegras against his former club has his 16th of the year. York gives it up. They score. It's Zegras. Zegras has his second on the power play. Trevor Zegras is making a point to his former club.
A team that might have given up on you, Trevor, and you come in here, you pot two in that first period. How good did that feel? Amazing. Amazing. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Trevor dropped a couple live F-bombs last night. And what we didn't have was Tim Saunders telling somebody to blow him.
Oh, my God.
On that particular clip. But nonetheless, we're welcoming a good friend to our program today. Please give some love. He does color now on NBC Sports Philadelphia. Our friend Scott Hartnell is joining us. What's up, Hartsy?
Not much, guys. That's quite the intro there. A couple great sound bites there for sure.
Oh, my God. Listen, man, I know he was excited, Zegras, obviously, but he did know he was on television when he said that, right?
I would assume, and I don't know if he just felt comfortable because it was me, former player. I met him around the rink a bunch of times, and it was just kind of him and I chatting. But when that kind of happens, you get kind of pure gold answers, right? And I didn't know what to say, right? I'm like, and he says that, I was like, okay, buddy.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah, you didn't react.
I mean, listen, man, you go from professional athlete to broadcaster. You don't know how to handle that. I mean, it's, you're on the other end of it all
Well,
those
and
years.
you know that very well could have been you giving that exact same answer.
I know, and it's actually probably the most nervous I get, doing the analyst work, the color work, whatever, is asking an athlete a question, right? We were asked questions for, 20 years. When you're 15 years old, you're starting to get good. And then, a couple of articles in the paper, and all you do is answer questions all the time. And my first time in the studio was at NHL Network. A coach got fired at Edmonton. I was talking to their beat writer, and I just froze. I didn't project my voice. The guy couldn't hear me. It was like an awkward question. And I feel a little bit more comfortable now. But when you I don't know, you just I get an anxiety, up the Yizang right before I get on there.
It's natural.
Well, it is such another side of it. I mean, later on in the post game, you guys were talking about, there's the serious guy, there's the straight guy, and then there's the fun guy. And having those interviews with the fun guy is just really fun, especially after a game like that. Because when you get the fun guy and he's straight afterwards and just giving you those straight on answers, it's just, there's no sound bites, there's no energy to it. It's so tough to keep it going.
Yeah, it was real, right? And then his celebration too, right? When he put down the phone call.
What was that about?
You asked him about that, and he said, "I don't know." Right?
He did say, he goes, "That's about as long as the phone call was when Pat Verbeek, the GM of Anaheim, called him and said, 'Hey, we just traded you to Philadelphia,' and it was like, boop."
Wow.
I think that was the reference. He kind of said it, but I implied that. And then he got asked later on in the scrums in the locker room, and he said, nah, next question. So I assume it's that. So a little bit of, not I don't know, maybe FU to him, but it was good.
Seems like it.
Yeah. Well, it seemed like there was a lot of FU going on in the game last night. And I guess, with the Cutter Gauthier and Zegras and Gudas, former Flyer, I feel like when you are going against your former team, you try to go maybe score 2 goals against them, not throw horrible elbows. Like Gudas was a fan favorite when he was in the orange and black here in Philadelphia, and I'm watching the game last night, and I'm like, F that guy, so he was playing with a chip on his shoulder as well. It seemed like.
Yeah, the forearm shiver, the people's elbow, whatever you want to call it. It was nasty, and that's like you played at the beginning of the show, Preston. That's old school, old time hockey, right? It was fun. It had Garnet Hathaway, being scratched for a couple weeks there, came back in Edmonton, and last night just bowling guys over, just playing hard, playing the right way, clean hits, right? And they took an exception to that and kind of went after our guys. So it was a couple injuries which you don't want to see, and hopefully those guys, Bobby Brink and Jamie Drysdale are big guys, big important guys for the Flyers. So hopefully they're not out too long, but a big win nonetheless. And guys got to step up here going forward because you got a couple good teams coming.
Yeah, the one that I hated the most was Johnston's forearm to Denver Barkey's grill. He was bleeding from his mouth, and he only got a minor penalty for it. I thought that should have been a major, And then when something like that happens, how do the Flyers keep their composure and not take cheap shots?
Yeah, I've been in those situations many times, right? Someone going after Chemo or Giroux or Danny B, and your instinct is just to protect your buddy, right? And you don't want to cross that line when they're crossing the line towards you. And there's things that you can do, like a good slash behind the back of the leg, or you take a number and you wait till next game, right? So that's we play those guys again in March, I believe, sometime in March. So in Anaheim, so that'll be a homecoming, for Trevor Zegras. So hopefully you can do the same thing, but it probably will get a little testy as well, I would assume.
Hey, Scott, is there ever when you're given some payback, when you're issuing some payback, is there ever a way to do it without causing a penalty, or is that even in your mind when you're going at that?
Yeah, well, quick story. When I was in Nashville, I was like maybe 22, something like that, and the year prior, I was battling with Yuri Fisher was his name, a big, tall defenseman, 6'6", mean guy, and we were battling, and he kind of twisted his knee. I didn't do anything bad. It was kind of just like a battle in the corner. He's laying on the ice. He tore his ACL, so he missed 2 or 3 months of the season, half the summer rehabbing. First game back in Nashville, he's like, let's go, off the face-off. I was like, I knew it was coming. And I was like, no, like let's just give it a couple shifts, right? So I can get angry, right? And so the play comes up, because it's kind of weird. Just flat. I didn't really like the setup fights, right? For myself anyway, I had to get, angry and I wanted to, punch the guys.
All right, thanks, Chris. You know what, real quick. So Steve is out today. We mentioned earlier this morning, actually several times this morning, that his wife Claire had this little freak thing that happened to her. Her jaw has become dislocated, like doing nothing more than just talking. We had somebody who called in or that texted in earlier and said a similar thing happened to them in the middle of the night. Somebody else had texted and said, it happened to me when I had the dry heaves one time.
Oh, no.
Insult to injury on that. So we're, filling the time with some older segments. But real quick, I got a couple of shout-outs that I can do. Otherwise, I'm starting to get backed up on these. If you don't mind, Case, can you helm the charts for me,
it's going to be a
please?
different sounding fart,
Yeah,
but whatever.
It's all good. This is, hey, guys, my name is Miles Cosgrove. This is an update to a shout-out back around March 23rd to refresh your memory. I was in a very horrific motorcycle accident where I had to have my foot reattached, my pelvis fixed, and my shoulder got messed up. Well, I had my surgery. I went to the Deptford Center, and they have physical therapy for me, and I'm getting released to go home on the 24th, so I'm a couple days late with this. I apologize to you. There's a few people I want to mention. Anna Romero, Crystal, the nursing manager, Janet, the amazing aide who helped me out in physical therapy. Ladies and gentlemen, Rachel and Ray specifically, the care and kindness that these people gave me and the motivation to get me up and moving and the drive to believe in me to get better, to be able to go home was beyond my expectations. And I'd like to see them get a shout out. Thank you again, Preston and Steve. So we're going to send this out from Miles. And there's a shout out to you guys and everybody who does that kind of work and keeping people moving when they really don't want to. It's very special and obviously really, really important. Let's see. Here's a shout out. It says, hey, Preston, I get a birthday shout out to my boyfriend, Chad, turning 40 on Monday. So I missed this. It was yesterday. Said he's been a loyal listener of the Preston and Steve Show for 15 plus years. And when we met 11 years ago, he had made sure that I knew all about you guys. And I've tuned in every morning since. Happy 40th, Chad. Love you. Sorry for bothering you at work. And that is from Courtney Armistead. So here's a shout out. And then I got another one. Says, yoo-hoo. Hey, Preston, can you give a birthday shout out to my daughter, Amy, who is turning 43 on April 27th, and my son, Mike, who's turning 40 on May 15th. Longtime fans. It would mean a lot. Plus, give them just the right amount of surprise for Mom. Thanks for making us laugh every day. Sorry I missed it yesterday, guys, but here's a shout out from your mom. That's a special one. And then I'll do one more. It says, hey, Preston and Steve, you guys rock. On the 28th, which is today, by the way, is my birthday and my brother's wife's birthday. Her name is April Spence Andrioli. And me, Brian Andrioli. Can you give me and my brother's wife's April Spencer Andrioli a shout out and say happy birthday to us? Absolutely. You got it there from Gloucester City, New Jersey. And April Spence from Washington Township, New Jersey. So here's a shout for both of you. And thank you, guys. We do appreciate that. And in light of Claire's issue with her jaw and these oral problems that are going on, we're going to play back a segment that's all about that right now. So there was a story we had in the Bizarre File just a little while ago, and we thought it might be worth expanding and see if anybody has stories to share. It was a beauty contestant in Thailand who was on stage, and she's, talking, and all of a sudden the veneers on her teeth, they fell out.
Visible, completely visible.
And she turns around, she pops them back in and goes right back to what she was at. But for that fleeting moment, you get a look at the teeth falling out.
Well, she's also doing the thing where, she's projecting and the mouth is open wide and, oh my God, it's just a disaster.
Oh,
dude.
No.
Yeah.
We're watching
and
it
she's
right
gorgeous.
now. Yeah, she's stunning, but the teeth thing, dude, my grandmother used to do this thing, and as a child, it just disgusted me. Because I find dentures and things like that gross. And listen, I know if I live old enough, I'll have them. It's going to happen. But my grandmother she would run her tongue. She would pop her teeth down and then run her tongue along her gums and then pop the teeth back in. And me as a child, I didn't understand.
Are you going to puke?
I would see her teeth all of a sudden just shift in her mouth. And I'd be like, what was that? And it happened regularly, and I think that's where it laid
Scarred you.
I think it's where it laid the groundwork.
I think you're right.
For these mental scars that I've had about teeth and dentures, and you guys know. Sometimes I have these guests that stay in my house, and they will leave their teeth by the sink in the kitchen, which makes me lose my appetite.
Yeah.
Well, I could see that would be the case. When I was, and I said this on the air, when I was a kid, the dentist that we all went to, of course, we're Irish to begin with, so we have, classic, Irish teeth. But our dentist was a nice guy, but not the best.
Yeah.
Not the best dentist. Set in motion a lot of stuff. And I remember as a kid, I was riding on my mother put me on the handlebars of the bike.
Oh, yeah.
And I fell forward onto the pavement. Racked my teeth. So I've always dealt with these issues. And if you guys, I don't know if you've been listening to the show for a while, but I was on air. I was getting some dental work done. I'm sucking on a straw.
Yep.
And my tooth comes out.
It was so funny.
And I'm like,
dude, my tooth just...
I started busting out laughing.
Yeah.
I was like, what? There's no way I can hide this.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then it was just classic. It was hilarious. But I mean, in that case, she lost, everything, the entire thing popped out.
Yeah. Steve, do you remember an old bit on the Gong Show? It was a woman who is an older, kind of overweight woman. She comes out and she starts to sing the song "Let Me Entertain You."
Yes,
you know this, Casey?
Yes, I do remember this.
And at the end of it, the gag is like she falls off this chair and everything. And at the end, her teeth fall. That was hilarious.
That was pretty wild. But anytime, I get it now. If like the memory of you chipping your tooth on the
microphone.
On the microphone.
Yeah.
I feel it in my spine.
Yeah.
Tooth stuff is I don't like it. It's painful, and if you have something happen,
And I just realized what they have to do to put veneers in. They pretty much file down your teeth. A lot of people, and you just have
Really?
these little daggers.
Yeah.
And then
there's a post.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And then they adhere the veneers on. So if those fall out, the teeth that you have left in your mouth.
Yeah.
So
what kind of a beast do you look like?
What? 'Cause I've had that. I've had work done like that, and it's like. But it's also I look like a monster.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So when I was a lifeguard at this one apartment complex in Wallingford, there was an old lady who used to come and bring me popsicles.
Now dance for me.
No, she was sweet. A lot of old people lived in this particular apartment complex, but Ray was her name. But she had dentures since she was in her 20s or
wow.
Yeah, because
are you getting turned on?
Now listen, the story I was told was that her husband didn't want to have to pay for the dentist and all that.
That's
so
not good.
basically had all of her teeth pulled and had full on dentures for basically her entire adult life.
Do you think that's the real story, or do you think that was
maybe he liked gum jobs? I don't really know.
Yeah.
What did her club foot smell like?
You know what? I
Smells
never
like
sniffed
cheese,
it.
doesn't it?
Not a foot
Yeah,
guy.
a little belly on you. Dance for me.
But good old Ray, she was lonely, so she would come down,
light my cigarette,
spend a little time with me, and bring me popsicles. Yeah.
Aw. Well, we're interested in your tooth falling out story or teeth or whatever that might gel with this. So 610-660-9333. We have Bobby who's on to tell us the story. Hi, Bobby. Good morning, bud.
Hey, Preston. How you doing?
Good, man. What's up?
Bobby!
What's your tooth thing you have?
So my very first date with the girl, we went out to dinner, and about 2 days prior, I had a root canal on my very front tooth.
Oh, wow.
And, they put that little temporary cap on until they come in and then put the full one on. And we're sitting there laughing and eating and everything. And I laugh and spit my tooth directly into her face.
Into her face?
Yep.
Oh, my goodness. And you were just mortified.
I don't know. And she noticed. I quickly scooped it up off the table, and then
you don't know if she noticed.
She got shot in the face with a tooth. Of course, she noticed.
She noticed. I couldn't turn off the French fries.
Hey, that's for you.
And was there a follow-up date?
Not only was there a follow-up date, we got matching tattoos to commemorate it, and we're getting married next May.
You have tooth tattoos?
Yeah. So so she showed up. She's a black girl who's into country line dancing.
Okay.
And if the date was going bad, she was going to go country line dancing afterwards. So she showed up in a cowboy hat. I spit my tooth at her. So we have matching tattoos that say rootin' toothin' on them.
Oh, my God! Nick, that's my favorite story of the day. That's awesome, dude. Oh, my God.
I mean, I'll email a picture of the tattoos to Marissa.
Please do. I want to see that. Thank you, Nick. That's great.
You find a woman who can laugh at that and roll with that, that's the one you marry.
You keep her, for sure. God, spit.
The follow-up to that was we sat in the car and we had her music on while we were talking, and the Deadpool soundtrack came on, and that's when I knew she was the one.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's great. All right, thanks, Bobby. That laugh was great. All right, thanks, Bobby. We'll see you, man. I accidentally hung up on somebody. I apologize. I meant to do something else to touch these phone lines. But let me go to Marty and see what he's got. Hi, Marty. You're on the air. Good morning, buddy.
Sorry to call you guys at work.
All right, buddy. What's your story?
Well, when I was like 9 or 10, I guess you have your second set of teeth, your permanent teeth, and I was outside out front of my house hot dogging on my banana bike. I had like a really tall sissy bar in the back, you know?
Yeah.
And anyway, I face planted, and when I stood up, I almost passed out because my two front teeth broke right in half, and the nerves were hanging down.
No,
thanks.
Yeah, right. Well, anyway, it's amazing. You learn immediately when you're a kid. Put your tongue on that because it takes the pain away. So I ran in the house and I said, "Mom, move my teeth." And she's like, let me see. I'm like, no, because I didn't want to move my tongue. Anyway, this went on for like 2 minutes.
Wow.
And finally, I took my tongue down. My mother goes, all right, get in the car. We got to go to the doctor. I think back on it now, and I'm thinking, can't you just take my word for it? But anyway.
It's like you're saying, like I never had that lesson that taught me that I put my tongue on the nerves that are hanging out of my snapped in half teeth.
All right, let me ask you this, Marty. Did they replace those with fake teeth? How did they fix the issue?
Well, first of all, I'll tell you this. I went to the dentist. This was late in the day. The guy was like, I guess not bad, but I hated him eventually. He put some schmutz in a Wrigley's metal gum wrapper kind of thing and shoved it up in my mouth and said, come back tomorrow. Well, guess what tomorrow was?
I don't know.
Picture day at school.
Oh, wow.
Man.
Oh, that sucks.
And I was the tallest in the class, so I guess I wasn't thinking. They said smile. I smiled. I had this photo of the whole, and I look like that guy from James Bond, the James Bond movie.
Jaws.
Yeah, I look like Jaws. So what they did was one tooth they totally removed. The other one they made like a stub, and the guy put some schmutz in that, like a cap.
Yep.
Put it up.
He knows all the medical
terms.
Smile. All right. So now you have a good smile.
All right. Well,
free of schmutz.
All right. Thank you, Marty. And picture day. That's wrong day to come in without missing it too.
God, Rochelle was telling me a story. Was it your dad?
Oh yeah, like right before he got married. Yeah. Broke his tooth. Come on, man.
She's like, we're taking family pictures.
Yeah, that's a good one. Let me go to, here's the guy I hung up on. It was Nick, as I saw this story up there a little while. Hey, Nick, you're on the air. Good morning, buddy.
Hey, YouTube.
What's the story, Nick?
Well, back in the day a little bit, I got a tooth punched out and it broke the tooth. So they put a post in with a cap. What they didn't realize was the anchoring tooth was also cracked. So during my grandmother's funeral, that crack didn't seem to hold. When I sneezed, the tooth flew out in front of everybody into the grass.
Oh, man. At the funeral. God, look at him. He's so distraught. His teeth are falling
He's
out.
sneezing his teeth out. He's so desperate. He's so sad.
Did you scramble and go pick it up?
Everybody was scrambling to pick it up, but it definitely made everybody a little bit lighter in the mood.
Well, you're distracted. Listen, if you can at any point during a wake or a funeral laugh or sneeze your teeth out, you're going to lighten the room.
Go for it.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate that. Let's see. Here is James had an interesting thing happen with a fake tooth. Hi, James. Good morning, buddy.
Yeah, actually, it's Gene.
Oh. All right, Gene. What's up, dude?
So I have flexible partial dentures, top and bottom, and I was eating dinner with my family, and one of the bottom tooths came out, and I swallowed it. And I was like, what do I do now? Well, these teeth are like, expensive, like $7,000 for these teeth.
Wow.
And so I said, well, I guess I'm going to wait this one out. So it was a Monday night, and I waited. I went to the bathroom Tuesday. I caught it, dug through, no tooth.
Did you have to?
Wednesday morning.
How did you?
Dug through it.
How did you? So did you put some sort of special catcher in the toilet, or did you have a?
Here's what I did. I used a green plastic Folgers coffee can, set it right in the water, and it floated perfectly, man. Perfectly floated right under me. And I pooped in that thing and caught it.
So let me ask you: Did you actually have a turd that was smiling at you?
You would think it was. I certainly was smiling when I had to dig through it with rubber gloves.
Dude, yeah, for $7,000.
Yeah. So it was from. It actually went Monday night. I ate it and I got it Wednesday morning. So
wow.
I washed it out in alcohol and glued it back in, and I still have it in my mouth today.
That's a new Folgers ad, right?
So
yeah, definitely.
you did the dental work yourself? You glued it back in?
I glued it back in the little spot because they're like plexus or they're plastic flexible teeth that you snap in.
What kind of glue did you use? Like special adhesive for teeth?
Nah, Gorilla super glue.
Oh my God, Gene!
Oh my God!
That's the big secret. Is that you can kind of figure out dentistry on your own.
Yeah.
The story has several levels to it.
A poop tooth and Gorilla Glue.
Yeah, poop tooth and Gorilla Glue.
Oh, Gene, you are ripe for some good nicknames, dude. Oh my God, we'll have to come up with those. All right, thank you for sharing, brother. We appreciate it.
All right,
man.
Have a good day.
All right, you too. All right, some text coming in. Marisa highlighted a couple of these. This one says, my temporary tooth fell out this morning, a few minutes ago, when I bit into a cupcake. I work overnights, and that's why I was eating a cupcake so early, they said. And this one says, I had a previous coworker who openly told us about how she broke her two front teeth on a ball gag, and she never fixed them.
On a ball gag?
Yeah.
You tell I think you keep that to yourself, right?
Yeah. Another one says, I have a full set of veneers. At a work meeting in Seattle, I bit a Skittle, and the whole bottom set fell out. I had to spend the week toothless on the bottom. Mortifying. Wow.
Jeez.
Case, what did you bit into?
I just bit into a sandwich. It might have even been it was either like a hoagie or it might have been a Red Robin hamburger, but it was really just a piece of bread. And the problem was, the bottom, like I had a cap on my tooth, or a crown, I should say, and the tooth underneath of it was dead.
Right.
And so that all came out. But at first, when I bit in and I started chewing, I'm like, what is in this burger?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
What kind of... That's someone's tooth.
You sold me a burger with a human tooth in it.
All right, this sounds really wild. I will go to Brian for this one. Hi, Brian. Good morning, buddy.
What's up, boys and girls? How are you?
Good, man. How you doing?
Good, man. This is brought back a memory.
All right.
Back, I guess I was 18, 19. My buddy went to a STP concert in Philly, and they had a mosh pit, and they were all going kind of wild, and he took a shot to the eye at some point, and, we got home, and he had a Band-Aid on it, and weeks and weeks go by, and it's not healing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hanging out with him. He's squeezing on it, and the next thing you know, something pops out, and he goes, what the hell is this? It was part of a guy's tooth.
What? Oh! In his eye?
in his eyelid, like above the eyebrow.
Oh my God!
He's been in for 6 weeks, and he squeezed it out. And he's like, he looked at it. I looked at it. I was, what is that? He goes, that's that guy's tooth.
Oh my God!
That's a hell of a mosh pit.
So the dude's tooth goes into your friend's head, breaks off, stays there. He just thought it was swollen or whatever, and that's insane.
God.
He's lucky he didn't get like a crazy infection from that.
Or blinded.
Yeah.
He put some Neosporin on it, threw a Band-Aid over it, and it was good for the rest of his life.
some Gorilla Glue and some schmutz.
Yeah, exactly. And that's all you need for dentistry, apparently.
Closest story I ever heard about like that happened at a Neil Sedaka concert, Preston, with their mosh pit.
Of course. All right.
Holy crap.
Thank you for sharing that, Brian. And
All right, guys, have a good one.
See you later.
Dude, that you're dug in like that?
That's a great story to have.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mosh pit. It's the mystery tooth. That's
STP.
Got all kinds of good stuff in it.
Days and days going by with a tooth in your eyelid.
You mentioned the thing though about when you're chewing on something or you've broken a piece of tooth or whatever, and immediately you're like, the red flags go up like, what is that? What is that?
Yeah.
And then you start with your tongue feeling around your own teeth.
Yeah, these stupid airheads. There's literally this bag. In fact, I'm throwing them away. I was chewing them when we were here during the snowstorm, January 26th, 27th, something like that. I'm chewing it. I'm like, oh, man. Because first of all, they were harder than they were supposed to be.
This is much harder.
Yeah. And I bit into it. I was like, I don't know if when you first bite into it, you're like, oh, I'm going to get a payday here.
Dude, I'm looking at some of these calls.
I know.
Oh, my goodness. All right. I want to go to a fellow Preston who's on the line. Yo, Preston, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Yo, buddy. All right. I've never heard of this before. Do tell this story, please.
So I go to the dentist to have a standard procedure done, and they have to drill into a molar or whatever the heck, a cavity, and the dentist drops the drill bit, and I swallow it.
Oh my God!
So he looks at me and he says, I think I dropped something. I said, well, I think I swallowed something.
Oh no!
So I said, well, his eyes lit up. So next thing you know, he's rushing me. He closes down his entire business, rushes me to the ER. Jeez. I sit in the ER, as everybody does, for 45 minutes to an hour. So when they finally get me back there, they put me under anesthesia, everything. They put me under. They go to get it out. Well, because I sat in the ER too long, it's now in my intestines.
Oh my God! Okay.
So I wake up from the anesthesia. They have to put me back under anesthesia, but I can't okay it. They have to call my wife and say, because he's on drugs, he can't okay. She says, okay, they have to cut me open to get it out.
To get this dentist drill bit out of your intestines.
Correct.
Jesus.
Man, how long was that recovery?
About 3 weeks. I had stitches in my belly button and one a little lower. It was orthoscopic, but they still had to slice open my whole belly and pull out the inch long dentist drill bit.
Hey, listen, I know this is a insensitive question, but a lot of people are probably wondering, how did you get any money out of a lawsuit out of this?
You're the 9,000th person to ask me that. No, I knew the guy well.
Okay.
He helped me and my wife in the past, and I'm a business owner myself, so that's not something that I was thinking about. But it was pretty bad.
Well, yeah, I'm glad you didn't sue the guy if it was just a it was just a mistake.
No, totally. I always said if I had something permanent, I couldn't eat spicy food, or I couldn't do this, or I couldn't do that, I may have looked into it. But when I healed up 100%, it was just a couple weeks. Weeks of pain.
That's very kind of you.
Wow.
Have you guys you've had like pieces?
Man.
Like a cavity, a piece of tooth will. Yeah, I've swallowed a few now and then. And, but
I've had a filling come out in my mouth before. I didn't swallow it, but I
had an entire dentist drill go down my throat.
Oh my goodness! Wow. Let me go to this one. Sounds good too. I have Brant. Hi, Brant. Good morning.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Good, man. All right, so you have an interesting story here. This involves braces, though.
Yes, it does. So I was probably about 11 or 12, so this is back in like the 90s, 40 years ago, still riding dinosaurs and whatnot. So I had braces. I was eating a bowl of honeycombs at my buddy's house, sitting there watching TV, having a good old time, watching cartoons. The band that was on the back tooth came loose. So now there's a wire with like a hose clamp attached to it, sticking out the front of my mouth about like 3 or 4 inches. And obviously that's a problem.
Yeah.
So we went to his dad, and his dad was like, "What in the absolute hell happened? What am I looking at here? What happened?" So he proceeded to go into my mouth with a pair of wire cutters. Impromptu.
So
Yeah,
you went to
this
see my
happened
dad. Yeah. Okay.
It was his dad, but yes.
No, I'm just saying my dad would have done the same thing. I can take care of that.
Not paying no
Oh
dentist.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh my.
Dentist. Who needs a dentist?
Yeah.
But the wax that they give you for those things, I don't know if y'all are familiar with that, but I had a big glob of that crap stuck on my front teeth for about 2 days until I could go see the dentist on Monday morning, which was fun in and of itself.
Sure.
Those rigs, some of the older braces, and a friend of mine had something that was, something C-3PO would wear. I remember they were just elaborate.
Awful.
And we're not even talking retainers, the old style braces.
Yeah, how long ago was this, Brant?
Let's see, I was about 11 or 12. I'm 40 now, so this was a while ago.
Okay, so would have been a more cruder technology than now. Okay.
It was like tinfoil and everything else.
Yeah.
It was pretty gnarly setup.
Now they're status things. You can get them with team colors and all that stuff. And
and that was on honeycomb.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy because, that was such a rite of passage wearing braces, man. That made me a tough person.
Yeah, but you know what? Honeycombs are big.
Yeah.
They're not small.
No.
Honeycomb's got
a big bite. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Brant.
Me one
Appreciate
honeycomb.
it. I will see ya. Let me see here. We have so many calls that are coming in. Let me go to Abby. Hello there, Abby. Good morning.
Good morning,
Good morning to see you, Abby. What's your story?
All right. So we were on vacation with my ex-husband's family, and we were boating. And on one of those inflatable inner tubes that you drag behind the boat.
Yeah.
Right? And it was a 4-person inner tube.
Okay.
So there were 4 of us on there, and they kind of shot the inner tube over the wake of the boat.
Yeah, take a
and
nice
we all
turn.
Flew off. That's part of the fun, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, when we flew off, I collided with another person, and their head got me right underneath the nose.
Oh.
So my front tooth didn't fall out. It went straight back. It didn't even flip. It was just like a 1/4 inch behind the other ones.
Ooh.
So they immediately wrapped me in a blanket.
Oh.
Well, the nearest dentist was the dentist that did all of my dental work as a kid.
Uh-huh.
That was the reason I was terrified of dentists.
Oh, yeah.
So we're losing you a little bit, but you're saying that the dentist who terrified you as a kid ended up being the one that you got to after you had this accident, correct?
Correct.
And what was the resolution? Did they have to pull it out? Did they just straighten it up? You take a hammer and get to work?
Schmutz?
No, he literally pulled it forward so that it was even with the other front tooth.
Okay.
I could have done that.
Yeah, my dad would have done that for you, Abby. Wow.
There you go.
They glued them together, and then I had to come see a dentist back home that did much better of a job of fixing that tooth. At the end of the day, it had to have a root canal, and I ended up with a set of veneers on the top.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, eventually, yeah.
The veneers, man. All right, thanks, Abby. I appreciate that. Do some people get those just for aesthetics?
Cosmetically? Yeah, I assume. Yeah.
Okay.
They always look veneery. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's surprising to me because they can take such great impressions of your existing teeth. Like, I think about it from time to time. And I just don't, I wouldn't want to change the look of what my smile. I would love for my teeth to be whiter and whatever, but I just, whenever I see veneers, they look like chiclets.
So I talked to my dentist last time I went to him because I had seen, I was talking to an elderly person. They had dentures in, and they are so picture perfect, straight, and exact in their dimensions that it looks weird.
Yes.
And I said, do people, when they're getting dentures, elderly people, do they ever ask for them to be just slightly
irregular,
a tiny bit irregular or out of position or something like that? He's like, you know what? No. And I'm like,
give me a Tom Cruise.
They should, because it doesn't look. It looks overly fake. You know what I mean?
Big chiclet thing.
It just doesn't look too right. And even if they're not that big, it's just they're just perfectly even in size. I think that there should be a market for just a little bit off a tiny bit.
There is a commercial, and I think it's like for Trivago or something, and they have this German guy, and I don't know if these are really his teeth, but they are absurdly bright and absurdly chiclet-like.
Yeah.
I mean, so much so that I brought it up. We're hanging out with some friends, and the commercial was running fairly regularly, and everyone goes, yes, it looks ridiculous.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind straightening my smile out a little bit. I do not like it. I never have liked it. I refused to get braces when I was a kid. And I'd even talked to my dentist about, the ones that they put behind your teeth or these other things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is it really at this point? I mean, is it worth it?
Yeah, I'm not going to be a model, but Dr. Petula is my dentist and did a great job with bringing my mouth back from the edge. But I mean, at a certain point, you're like, well, what do you want it to be? Do you want it to be functional, or are you going to be photographed?
Yeah, for
me, are
me,
you going to have your teeth fall out during the Miss Taiwan beauty pageant?
Yeah, for me, it was either have a full set of straight white teeth.
Or a huge hog.
Or a huge hog, no. Or put my kids through college.
Oh, yeah.
That's the decision, yeah.
Well, Invisalign, a lot of people get that at our age. But, I think the amount of time you're supposed to wear it, it's hard for us because we talk so much.
And it will, for a time,
screw you up.
Change your speech just a tiny bit. Nick did that for a little bit. Remember, he came in, we just busted his chops. It's like, you can't be on the radio and do that. It's everything's like this. Let me go to Becky. This sounds interesting. Hi, Becky. You're on the air. Good morning.
Hi, how are you guys?
Awesome. Beck, how you?
Good. So, I have a girlfriend who has front teeth that are fake, and she's driving up the road, and this guy pulls up next to her, and he's trying to, make eyes, whatever.
Yeah, flirt in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. She turns around, she takes her teeth out, and she gives him a big old smile.
That's a great idea.
He just took off.
That's a great idea. If you want to, if somebody's being a creeper, just pop your teeth out.
If you're an attractive girl who gets hit on a lot, have the dentist remove all your teeth.
Yeah. Preemptively do this. Knowing.
You don't have to worry about those guys.
That's a bullet in the chamber for you if you need it right there.
He's agreed to hold her dentures while she gives you the midnight special.
Or red flag if he's extra turned on.
It's true. Good point. Oh, my God. What have I done? All right, one more call. I'm going to go to Scott. Hi, Scott. You are... Actually, there's a few people who have been on hold for a long time. Scott, you're on the air. Good morning, buddy.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Doing good, sir. What's your story?
So this was in basic training for the Army about 5 years ago. And, you're in the barracks at night. You don't have phones, internet. There's nothing to really do. You're left to your own devices. So, people kind of get a little bit wild. Two of my buddies decided to, start wrestling, but they didn't start the conventional way. They decided to run full speed into each other.
Oh man.
And, after colliding, they both fall to the ground. One guy gets up with a bloody mouth and a missing front tooth.
Oh.
The other guy gets up with a tooth sticking out of his forehead.
Jesus.
Forehead.
Jesus.
Similar to Brian's story, but not as wicked.
I love it.
So, they both go to medical. One guy had to get stitches, and the other guy, for the rest of basic training, just looked like a hockey player.
Oh, my God.
But could you imagine colliding at the velocity that it would take to rip a tooth out of your mouth and have it implant in the other guy's forehead? It's insane.
It's like Rams fighting.
Yeah, no kidding. Exactly. All right, Scott. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Love you guys.
I love you, man.
man.
All right, apologies to those who have been on hold for a long time, but we do have to take a quick break. But yeah, the video is, it's cringeworthy. This girl at a Thailand beauty contest, her teeth fell out while she's addressing the judges. And it's like, oh no, you just feel mortified when that happens. But we appreciate you sharing your own mortifying stories. We will take a break. We'll come back in a moment. Stay right there.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
So puck comes
93.3
behind the net. I go behind the net skating. He just blows me up. Clean hit. Like I'm like on the ground. And then I start flashing red. Right. And so I throw it. We square off, we go like this, and he's a lot bigger than me. And I come in for a punch. He just counter punches me right in my nose. Down I went, and I'm bleeding all over the place. So he got his payback. It was a clean fight. It was a good punch he got me. And sometimes you got to tip your cap.
And just move on.
Like that,
yeah,
so,
especially if he's got like half a foot on you. It's a little much. But yeah, I was curious though, with the pandemonium, and Chuck, our program director, Chuck D'Amico, said he has lots of audio of the overpowering boos. I mean, and
he was there last night.
Yeah, he was there last night. And I mean, you've seen it all. You've seen reactions. You've seen, the FU response to a player that's just, a particular team or whatever. Rank this last night with the top 5, emotional, angry reactions you've ever seen in an arena.
Yeah, it happens when you have that hatred of a player, right? A guy that says he doesn't want to come to Philadelphia. He's a college kid, 19 years old. I don't want to play here. When he was so pro coming to Philadelphia, when he first got drafted, he totally changed his tune. I didn't like that. I think the Flyers fan responded how they did last year playing him, and it carried over to this year as well, right? And usually you see this stuff against the Penguins, right? Or the Rangers. Sometime, back in the day, Islanders, the big rivalries. But this is like the team that's kind of irks us, right? And it's great to have. You only play them once, which sucks, but it is what it is. But it's nice to have those, and it just gets everyone into the game. That's why you go to a hockey game, right? To feel the emotions, to stand up and cheer for a goal, a big hit. It had literally last night had every single element of the game that you want to go to as a fan. And me talking about it, analyzing it, I was fired up just as much as everybody else.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, you know what I really didn't like about it, and because I was reading up on it last night, is he had said, I wish everybody knew like the truth, and I'm like, well, why don't you tell us the truth then? What's going on? Why don't you want to be here? Like, I don't know why you would say something like that and not follow it up with, hey, the reality is X, Y, and Z.
I know he's waiting to write a book so everyone in Philly can buy it.
Yeah. You see it in 20 years, you're all going to feel really bad.
Yeah. The other thing
that's a lame thing you say when you want to deflect.
Listen, I don't like that they wore orange last night either. Like, what the hell is all with that?
It was tricky, right? There was early in that game, TK connecting, he came across the line and passed it like it was passing to his teammate right to their guy, and he's going the other way against our goaltender. So it was a little tricky, but then you kind of, that was a bad turnover. You kind of figure it out. But yeah, it was definitely tricky to start, I thought, for them.
Scott, do players get talked to by management about what to avoid talking about when talking to the press, or you just kind of left to your own devices to do that?
What do you mean, like just for
these comments that he made were they're not a good idea when he's being interviewed, and I don't know if players ever get spoken to by management about, hey, you may want to back off of this,
No, I think it's, I remember last year, Travis Konechny was all over him after whistles, like, I can't believe you didn't want to come here. Like all night, baby. It's coming all night. They were all over and hitting him. As soon as he had the puck, especially, guys were on him, just bumping him, frustrated. And he went into a shell last game. And, he's able to get that first goal when the boos were really loud in that first period. So he kind of shut us up for a hot minute, and then it kind of kept on going at him. So, but no, it is. When you're signed, a TK, when I was in Philadelphia, if a guy didn't want to sign here, it's like, better off without him. You don't want to, hang around with a guy like that anyway, right? And I said it last year. It's, he probably was given everything when he was 10 years old to probably earlier than that, 5, 6 years old when he started skating to, when he was playing in the development program in Michigan, when he went to college, a high draft pick. He was probably just given the red carpet out every time he wanted to get on the ice. He got on the ice, and I think Danny and Torts, they said, "Hey, you got to earn your spot." This is what I thought or think happened. You got to earn your spot. It's not given that you're going to be on the first line, left wing, playing with our top centers. Like, you have to earn it, right? And if you have to spend some time in the minors, that's kind of, we want to develop you the right way. And he's like, "Oh no, I've been rolled out the red carpet my whole life. I don't want that, right?" And then there's teams that will be like, "Hey, we're going to give you this opportunity." And obviously he's a really, really good player, smart player, and he's had a good rookie year, 20 goals, and this year he's already got 20 as well, just over halfway through the season. So he's backed it up.
Well, how important is you got to have moments like this? I mean, I think of like the movie The Avengers when there's the collector's cards of Captain America, that sort of uses a focal point to get everyone united together against an enemy. How much of a match is lit when you have a situation like last night? Because the Flyers have been a lot of fun to watch. They've been, this season, there's an energy, there's something that's there, and everyone's saying it. Regardless of how things play out, we know how we want it to play out. Something like this, to me, is like a second and third wind all wrapped up into one. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of like Las Vegas or Vegas Golden Knights when they came into the NHL. They were the misfits, right? They were the cast-offs of their team, and they used that slogan as their kind of fuel to get them to the Stanley Cup Finals in their first year in the NHL, right? And I think the Flyers are using that as well too. They've been brutal for 8 years. Like, everyone's counting them out, and now I think teams are feeling that they're for real, right?
Yeah.
And they've been playing great. They've got great goaltending. Their special teams needs to improve to get to that next elite level. But they're building something here. Danny B, Jonesy, Hilferty, those guys have done one heck of a job kind of, sticking to the plan, right? Not accelerating it because, you have a good half a season. They're doing it properly. And, for guys, they're buying in and they're having a lot of fun. Been around them on that road trip, Calgary, Edmonton. It's goofing around. It's work when you need to work. And that game could have come at a better time, right? You come off a long road trip after the holidays, you're kind of down, but then the crowd got them into it. So that's the great thing about Philly fans, is that they can drag you into that fight even though maybe your body's not feeling it. They did that last night. That was huge.
How hard was the team trying to get Ziggy that hat trick last night? Just to put a pin in it.
Yeah, no doubt. The game was a long game anyway. There's a couple injuries, the fights, and things like that. If he would have got that hat trick, we'd still be there talking about how many hats he would have been on that night.
If you had all those teddy bears in Hershey, like filling the stadium.
Yeah, the teddy bear toss. Yeah, no, it would have been raining hats for sure. And how happy he was after the game in that interview. It would have been even maybe one more swear in there.
3 F-bombs.
Yeah. So Vladar was named to the Olympic team for Czechia yesterday, and so the Flyers now have 4 players that are going to be playing in the Olympics in February, and maybe more to be announced later. I don't know, but. So they're going to be off for 19 days. What can that do to momentum for a team?
I think it's going to be good for everybody, right? The rest, the season, the schedule is so condensed, right? Where you're playing every other day and back-to-backs thrown in there, so you don't get the rest, right? So, I think especially for a guy like Matvei Michkov, who kind of didn't have the best summer training. There was an injury, I believe, and then he started the season slow. So for him, didn't play last night as well. He got dinged up. So for him, especially a guy that is supposed to be your ringer, right? Your all-star, blah, blah, blah. He's got to use that as a great 2.5 weeks to push it from here all the way up to here. And even the other guys too. You go away for, 4 or 5 days, get some sun, but it's the middle of the season. Everyone else is training. So, get back to Philly, get in the gym, get skating, feel more comfortable, work on some power play stuff to get better and, use it in the proper way. So I think these kids nowadays, they, probably wasn't like in the back of the day where you just have a lot more drinks than these guys now. So they take care of their bodies a little bit better, but so it's fun to see. But I think they'll where they are right now, they'll definitely be dialed in.
I wanted to ask you, because doing a little research having you on today, totally forgot about Scotty Hartnell Wig Night.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a big thing. I think we even had a few sent over. Do you have a case of those in your house, or do you have your own wig? Did you get to keep one?
I cleaned out my storage room the other day. I was just going through Tupper, the big bins, and this one wasn't the see-through one. I went in there, and there was like bobbleheads from Nashville, wigs from the wig night, all this kind of stuff. So I had a good laugh.
Did you just pop it on for old sake, just to see?
Well, yeah, it doesn't really fit my head anymore, my hair, but my son was wearing it for 2 days here when we were playing hockey. I'm Scott Hartnell.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. Flyers playing Leafs tomorrow night, hosting the Leafs. It's Fish Night tomorrow night. Casey is going to be there.
Yeah, buddy.
Because he's hosting the musical portion.
Yeah, and the response has gotten so big from this that they actually had to move the pregame and postgame concerts to stateside live because the response was so good. And in fact, the venue is really getting behind this as well. So, people that are attending get these really cool Gritty Fish T-shirts, but they're going to be serving split open and melt cheesesteaks. That's named after a fish song. Poor Heart Burgers, Ruby Waves, and a Sin of a Mule cocktails. So, are you a fish guy at all? I don't know. Like, I back in the day, I know like LeClaire was. He was a Vermont guy or whatever. Have you gotten into the band?
I'm not a big fan. I probably couldn't name you one of their songs, but that gives me something to do here today. Is I got a little bit of a drive here coming up, so I'll put them on.
If you take a 3 or 4 hour drive, you can listen to one of the songs.
You can listen to one song. Hey, listen, this one. Listen, Trey is a huge Flyers fan. He's the lead guitarist and singer for the band. Yep. He grew up in New Jersey. He's a huge Broad Street Bullies fan, huge Flyers fan. But there's a song called "It's Ice." Okay, so that'll work for you.
Okay, sounds good. I'll put her on today.
Hey, you know what, Scott? I'm going to bring you into a conversation we had before we got on with you, and we were talking about we were kind of reassessing last year. The past few days, getting back after the holiday and everything. What was your favorite new TV show that you came across in the past year or so? And I'm not sure if you're a big TV guy, if you like a series, or if you're more movie. But is there anything that stood out to you?
I think the one I think I'm naming it right. Nobody Wants This.
Yeah,
that's with the Jewish rabbi.
That was the second season came out. I liked that show. That was a lot of fun. Kristen Bell. Yeah.
It's sort of a rom-com, is it not? A rom-com?
Really, really cute, and my wife
funny.
loves that stuff, obviously. And sometimes I don't get sucked into those ones, but that was cute. And Emily in Paris. I'm going to sound like
we know who controls the remote in your house.
I thought you were going to say like Letterkenny or like Shoresy or something like that.
Emily in Paris.
Yeah, there's not too many hours in the day, right? You got kids, you're going to work out, you go to practice, you go to work at night, and when you do have those off nights, she watches all the Housewives crap, and I'm like, I can't get into that. So
you don't have a particular favorite Real Housewives cast?
No, I don't know. I couldn't name you one person on them. But you know what I'm getting into, actually? I just watched it before Christmas, and I probably sound like an idiot saying this, but Breaking Bad, I haven't seen the show.
Hey,
so
it's not too late. Listen, I got in on that like maybe 2-3 years ago, and that was like 8 or 9 years after it came out, and I watched the whole thing. It's never too late to watch. That's one of the great shows on television ever, so you'll dig that.
So that's going to be my goal here to get that dialed in here in the next 2026, I guess. So,
What shows are the kids into?
Preston, I thought you were going to talk about jug handles. You guys talked about that this morning again. And
you went through your first jug handle like live on the radio with us.
It's a constant mystery for all of us when we drive in Jersey. Yeah.
Well, what shows are the kids into? Because I'm sure they're on all the time in your house.
Yeah, SpongeBob was the big one at
That's
the
a
end
win.
of last year. And I never grew up. It was a little bit kind of past when I was a kid, so I was kind of watching this. I'm like, geez, this is like
it's a great
crazy.
show. Yeah.
The girls love the princess shows and whatnot.
Just like you.
Barbies. Yeah. Hey, now, who was that?
That's great. Nice.
Dirty dog. So what did we watch? So it was Zootopia 2. That was a fun one to watch. Moana 2. Saw that the other day. So.
How old are your kids, Scott?
7, 5, and 4.
Oh, you're in the thick of it. Yeah, most definitely. It's a great time. I remember my kids like 5 was such a sweet age. That's awesome, man. You're living. That's a great spot to be in.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Thanks.
Nice, excellent. All right, well, listen, we got to run, Scott. great to talk to you as always. Tomorrow night, like I said, Flyers are playing the Leafs. Casey will be there for the event. You can stop by Stateside Live for the whole thing, and obviously we'll catch you guys on NBC Sports Philadelphia. Say hi to JJ and the crew over there, and we'll catch up with you soon. All right, brother?
Yeah, we'll do. Casey, text me if you guys are coming over. You want to see the studio. I'll give you a little tour of that.
I would love that. Yes,
Excellent.
absolutely.
All right, Scott Hartnell, guys. Thanks, bud. We'll talk to you. Wasn't expecting Emily in Paris.
That was hilarious.
Was not expecting. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, so a little bit of a medical issue. Steve's wife, Claire, nothing serious, but painful. She has a dislocated jaw. So he's going to make it back in tomorrow. Hopefully things are coming together nicely for those guys. But like I said, we'll have No Sad Dough coming up in a little bit. We'll get the letter of the day for the Word of the Week prize. And we're also going to do lesson questions. So hopefully you've been paying attention this morning. We'll get that with some music news in a little while. But in the meantime, we're firing up the B-File.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you by Families Behind the Badge Children's Foundation. And you can join KC and the MMR Rock and Rollers for the Bend to the Shore Bike Tour. July 26th, raising funds for Families Behind the Badge Children's Foundation to support families of fallen or injured first responders. You can visit WMMR.com for details. An Illinois woman is accused of pouring camping fuel on multiple baby cribs inside a Walmart and lighting them on fire while the store was packed with shoppers.
Cribs without kids in them. They were just displays, correct?
Yeah.
Huh.
Madeline Monet.
What prompted that?
Has been charged with aggravated arson on New Year's Eve. The suspect walked into the Walmart. She then proceeded to the camping equipment aisle. Monet had allegedly removed a can of camping fuel, put it in a shopping cart, moved to the baby infant section of the store. She then returned to the camping site, obtained a second can of camping fuel, returned to where she left the cart. And with all these actions being captured on surveillance footage, they saw her pour the fuel on multiple cribs, set them on fire, and then left.
I'll guarantee you that was the seventh weirdest thing to happen at that Walmart that day.
The police department said that the defendant allegedly used matches to light the blaze. Officers were called to the scene to identify the suspect. After firefighters arrived, they found the store to be evacuated. Managers believe the fire caused more than $5 million in damages.
Those are some heavy-duty carriages.
Both a loss of merchandise and damages to the store.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, guys, I went into full-on hidden fist mode over the break because I was walking out of a Wawa, and as I was walking out, the guy was walking into the parking lot, and he was full-on, like, crazy mode. He was going like, "Rawr!"
Oh. So your senses, your spidey senses kicked in.
And I swear to God,
I'm going to have to take care of this.
We're in my coat sleeves, and I went full-on hidden fist mode. I'm like, what the hell is this guy? If he starts walking towards me, man, he has no idea what's
So you took care of it, you subdued him, and turned him over to the authorities?
I went to my car, and he walked into the store. I was like, their problem now.
So he was actively screaming as he went into the store?
Yeah.
Maybe he was getting it out of his system before he went into the store.
It is funny, though, because he had one last scream about 10 yards from the entrance, right? And then he walked into the store, and then I stood there to see if I could hear him scream in the store.
Hey, go birds.
Maybe he's just getting all hyped up to shop. Pumping himself up.
Shorties!
So the building's automatic sprinkler system allegedly put out the fire, which was in the back of the Walmart. The store is currently listed as temporarily closed. And during her court appearance on Friday, Monet revealed that she has a pending criminal charge of arson in Colorado.
She likes to see things burn.
For which she was placed on a supervised release pending trial. So we'll see what ends up happening. Courtney Duveau and her boyfriend, Zachary Legacy, were talking about the moose sign and fencing around the highway they were traveling along just moments before they hit a moose.
Why don't you forget the moose for a moment?
That totaled the Volkswagen Golf they were driving. Now, it gets worse. Yeah. So, Duveau was transported to the hospital with serious injuries. She was kicked in the head by the moose.
Oh, my God.
3 weeks later, she's still in recovery, which the family said may take several months. Legacy, who was driving at the time, saw the moose's front legs strike Deveau at least twice in the head as the dying animal tried to get its limbs off of the car. So this thing, I guess maybe it went into the car.
It
I don't
seems
know.
that way. And by the way, when a moose will attack, they'll stomp and kick. I mean, deadly.
Well, this thing was just dying, and it was just flailing and kicked her in the head. So Legacy had said, I tried to get in front of it, but my seatbelt was on, and I was so in shock, I didn't know how to press my seatbelt button to take it off. I was just trying to get in front of her. He said he was crying and felt helpless on the dark, cold highway until professional help arrived. He said Courtney stopped responding after the hit and did not respond for a long time until she was treated at the hospital.
Just talk to me. I know I'm going to pass, but your name is Legacy?
Legacy suffered a bruise on his forearm along with some scratches.
Would you mind if I kicked you in the head?
He said that if there had been lights on the highway, perhaps they could have spotted the moose, but they weren't able to.
Goddamn right.
So Jennifer DeVoe said she learned about her daughter's accident when a woman called and texted her using Courtney's cell phone. She suffered a traumatic brain injury, had a fractured jaw, and some fractured ribs. Yeah. And she's been making very little progress every few days. So
That's the last call a parent wants to get that their child has been kicked in the head by a moose.
Yeah. All right, here's an interesting story. This is out of Tasmania. The mayor of the, there's
Tasmanian devil.
Get ready to play it again in a minute. The mayor of the Derwent Valley has issued an unusual public health warning after apparent bite marks were discovered on a public toilet seat.
That's Mel Blanc doing that live straight through.
Yep.
It's amazing.
So Mayor Michelle Dracolis has taken to social media asking people not to eat toilet seats.
Yeah. They do look tasty, though.
The bizarre request came after the mayor personally discovered what appeared to be bite marks on a public toilet seat while using council facilities last week. She said it appears as though someone had taken a few bites out of a toilet seat. And I will say it plainly, please don't eat toilet seats. The mayor also highlighted recent vandalism at the Westerway public toilets, which were reportedly trashed shortly after being cleaned.
How bad are the restaurants in town?
She said cigarette butts on the floor, paper everywhere, bins tipped over, and someone had flogged a door handle. I don't know what flogged means. She hit it, I guess. She said public toilets in the municipality are cleaned daily by council workers, and vandalism creates unnecessary difficulties for both cleaners and users. So
you would have to have some amazing choppers to chew a toilet seat.
Yeah, I don't know if it was bite marks or not, but they looked like it. All right, and that's where we will wrap up the Bizarre File for now, friends. We're going to take a quick break and come back in just a moment, so stay around.
93.3 WMMR Philadelphia. It's time for a keyword.
We're a little tardy with this one, and I apologize, but the word is event. E-V-E-N-T. We'll give you till 25 minutes after the hour to enter it. You can do it on the MMR app or at WMMR.com, and you can text it to the special contest short code number as well. That's 45911. All right, so text the word event to 45911. One random entry wins $1,000 in our company-wide contest. Winners will get a call from Beasley. Make sure you answer your phone. Contest rules at WMMR.com. And the Preston and Steve No Sad No is sponsored by Franklin Mint Federal Credit Union. All right? Next time to win is going to be at noon, so make sure you take advantage of this now. The word is event. Enter it as we speak. Now, fortunately, you've already entered that, right? So now we can ask you the lesson question, see if you can win that way. We're going to give away tickets to see the band Dog Star. Yes, that is Keanu Reeves' band. And they are going to be playing August 14th at the Hard Rock Live at Ennis Arena in Atlantic City at the casino, of course. Here is your question. Really going to test you on this one. Who is not here today? 610-660-9333. Let's see if you know the answer to that. Who's not here today? And if you get that right, you're going to end up winning. Am I playing this? Am I doing this?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
Brought to you by A.D. Moyer. Trusted expert since 1939, AD Moyer Lumber is your professional source for decks, windows, doors, kitchens, millwork, and more. Visit them on the web at admoyer.com. What's up this morning, Steve?
Well, Preston, Bill and Hillary Clinton refusing to appear before a House Oversight Committee investigating the Epstein files. A lawyer for the former first couple issued a statement saying that the two were always bigger Barbarino fans.
Oh, my God.
Todd Bridges and his wife, Betty Jo, are calling it quits after 3 years of marriage. Apparently, Betty Jo, a casual different strokes fanatic, eventually fessed up admitting she thought Bridges was the short one.
Hey!
And finally, Kiefer Sutherland was placed under arrest for threatening an Uber driver, yelling, "I'll kill you." Sutherland is defending himself, saying the driver never heard the second part, which was with kindness. And that's your Hollywood trash.
I gotta turn my mic back on. All right, let's see if somebody knows the answer to this question. So, who's not here today? That is the question. And we are going to go to, I believe it's Min who we're going to talk to. Min, are you there? It says M-I-N. All right, let's try George.
Wait. You don't have them on the horn.
I thought I hit that button right there. All right, let me try that again. In case I'm pushing the button.
All right, let me try it.
All right, let's try now.
way.
Hey, Min, are you there?
I'm here.
All right, now we got you. Sorry about that, Min. All right, who's not here today?
Steve.
Yeah, of course. That's why we did the recorded version of the trash. Hang on just a second, bud. We are going to set you up. You got tickets to go see Dog Star. The band is going to be playing Friday, August 14th at the Hard Rock Live at Ennis Arena at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Atlantic City. Tickets are on sale now at hardrockac.com.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
Brought to you this morning by Hellsberg Diamonds. Mother's Day is Sunday, May 10th. Hellsberg has you covered with classic gifts Mom is going to love. Up to 50% off. You can shop in store at hellsberg.com. And Steve normally plays the little scream, the fart and scream at the end there. So that's why it sounds a little bit different. All right, so let's begin with this. Live Nation, we had touched on this because it has to do with our Word of the Week prize, has unveiled the lineup for the annual Summer of Live series, which offers $30 tickets to more than 4,000 shows across the U.S. and Canada. The shows cover artists big and small in most genres, including, but not limited to, Avenged Sevenfold and Good Charlotte, Styx and Chicago, Luke Bryan, Machine Gun Kelly, Riley Green, Kid Cudi, Guns N' Roses, Charlie Puth, John Mulaney, the Pussycat Dolls, and hundreds more. That's just a tiny bit of them. Starting tomorrow, the tickets are available for 1 week only through May 5th for artist shows and dates and tickets. You can visit Live Nation's website, and you can take advantage of that. So Wolfie's ready to howl at a show near you. Wolfgang Van Halen, his band Mammoth, has announced a new batch of summer 2026 headline tour dates in support of their latest album, The End. The 18-show run kicks off July 12th in Edmonton. It'll wrap up in Michigan on August 8th. The dates are woven around previously announced support slots with Creed and include some rescheduled shows that were postponed in March when Van Halen had come down with the flu. The band is currently on the road supporting Bush for the summer leg as it begins. There's a full list of dates you can check. I didn't see anything super close to us in Lidditz, PA at Mickey's Black Box. They will be playing on August 5th. Oh, I'm sorry, Marissa. I don't know why your mic's not. Go ahead.
That's all right. That's right outside Reading.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's where the Rock Lidditz is, where all the bands go and like practice their tours.
Yeah, it's a rehearsal hall.
Yeah.
And they get all the equipment together and do full-on rehearsal shows. Yeah.
Is it closer to Lancaster than Reading? I always thought it was Lancaster. And Reading and Lancaster are actually fairly close to each other.
My husband and mother-in-law are screaming at home right now. They're homes right now because that's where their family. That's where they're from, and I'm terrible.
Yeah.
One of these days, I swear I will learn the geography of Berks County.
All right, Tommy Lee will release Tommyland Rides Again on May 22nd. This reworked version of his 2005 solo album, Tommyland, The Ride, also hit streaming platforms for the first time ever. Lee teamed up with Smiley Sean at his Dolby Atmos certified studio to create fresh mixes. The cover art invites you to take a ride inside my twisted musical world and experience its new life after 20 years, according to Tommy. Guest stars on the original album included Chad Kroeger of Nickelback, Joel Madden of Good Charlotte, Nick Carter of the Backstreet Boys as well. Scott Humphrey and the drummer produced the 2005 release, which launched alongside a book of the same name and the NBC reality series as well. That's it. It's what I got in music news for you. We have one more break to take. We're wrapping up slightly early today, so we will come back in a moment. Don't forget that the word you need to enter for No Sad Dough is event, E-V-E-N-T. When we get back, we'll get the letter today for the Word of the Week prize. Matt Cord's coming in. We'll see what he's got in store. Stay there. We'll be back in a moment. In fact, overwhelmingly so. 73% of people dispose of their clippings in trash cans.
We're the loose cannons.
We are.
Yeah.
But we're second. So not too bad. Oh, but only 7% of people use the toilet.
You know, do though?
It's just convenient.
Dispose of poop in the trash can.
Wow, that's radical.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
I try to clip my fingernails. The toenails, I think it's done at the salon, you know what I'm saying? But my fingernails, I tend to clip.
I clip mine at home.
But if I don't clip my fingernails, what I'll wait to do is wait for them to get soft in the shower and then bite them because they come off better that way. And then I'll do them in the shower.
So you just chew them up in the shower?
So, not all the time, but if that's so the only two places for me, trash can, shower.
Right. Oh, yeah, I forgot the other place I put them. Behind the couch.
Behind the couch.
Yeah. Rochelle loves that. Did you just flick your... Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
When's the last time you've been back there?
Why are you hanging up behind the couch?
That's when I'm... But I'm not actively clipping. That's when I'm gnawing on my nails and we'll flick them back.
What about
there.
the scabs?
The scabs are back there, too. Same spot. No problem.
It's a no man's land behind your couch.
But the toenails, Casey, I know you go to a salon for your toenails. I do it old school.
I put my foot up on the toilet seat and I clip the toenails.
So I do it while I'm sitting on the toilet, maybe taking a dump, and I will clip the nails. I'm knocking two things out at the same time, and then I just scoop them up off the floor and throw them into the toilet.
So I put my foot up on the toilet seat and I have the
trash can behind you,
me, and I take a dump into that.
Makes sense.
Press, you are not down with going to get pedicures, right?
No, I don't like it.
All right.
I had one time. I hated it.
Because my pedicurist, she left but she traveled.
What did you do to her?
I didn't do anything to her. She just wasn't happy with where she was, and now I'm going to have to go up to your neck of the woods because she's in freaking Lansdale now.
What?
Yeah.
You're going to travel that far?
I told her I would. Not all the time. I cannot go to. She's at Hollywood Nails on Main Street in Lansdale. So
she's your gal.
She's my gal. Listen, anybody who lives in that Lansdale area, if you want to get a great pedicure, ask for Yen. Her American name is Lisa. Ask for Yen or Lisa at Hollywood Nails on Main Street in Lansdale. But
she does your manicures and your painting and all that stuff.
I don't do manicures, pedicures.
Pedicures.
Yeah, she does all that. But she's really. Listen, I get.
Why don't you do a manicure if you're doing?
I've done manicures because I don't need them. You know, and I really like the foot massage at a pedicure.
Okay, it's the foot massage thing that really draws you.
But then also. I get ingrown toenails on both of my big toes, and Yen really gets in there. And,
you son of a bitch.
It hurts, but it's like a weird pain that I like at the same time.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, but they make you cry, pussy.
And I know we've talked about it before, but we should revisit it. You know, the distance you will travel for a service.
Yeah.
From an individual who is, either it's a haircut or something along those lines, but it's worth it for you for whatever reason.
Person.
Yeah, so the lady who cuts my hair with regularity, her name's Jackie, and she lives in, I'll give you her exact address. No, she lives in Westbrook Park area, and she used to cut this guy's hair who was a priest at Holy Cross, which is right there. He's now in Vineland, New Jersey, and he travels from Vineland to Clifton Heights.
You go with what
to get
you
his
know.
haircut.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So, by the way, number 2 is toilet, where you deposit your fingernail clippings. Number 3 is outside. Number 4 is in the sink. Number 5 is I leave them where they fall. 3% said that.
Very cavalier.
6% said I never clip them. Wow. Okay.
Oh, some people.
Do you know I get rid of my old mail in the toilet as well?
Wow.
Yeah.
How long does it take for a nail to decompose? Right.
I don't know. I you would think a while.
Right.
It's keratin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it sticks around for a long time. Some 7%, 2% said somewhere else, and 8% said they're not sure. I don't know what I do.
Forgot.
Yeah. All right. So there you go. Another survey. This was a poll of 2,000 smartphone users and owners. 47. This is the top phone habits that people want to kick. They hope to kick. So 47% said they really want to spend less time on their phones in general this year. The average person spends 3 hours a day on their phones. Wow. And for Gen Z, that jumps to over 5 hours.
Stop and think about that. Stop and think about how connected we are now, and it just makes you feel terrible if you find yourself doom scrolling. It just sucks the life out of you.
But part of it too is like a text. Like if you get a text, are you supposed to stop everything you're doing and respond to that, or can you prioritize that and say, I don't want to be on my phone right now, I'll get to that later?
Yeah,
it's a toss-up.
I want to get off my phone and get onto my computer and visit Pornhub.
Well, and scrolling is part of it as well. But yesterday, like we had Crystal Marie on, and she posted pictures of being here in the studio and everything. And I went through and I looked at them, and then I started looking at the comments, and she was responding to every single comment. And I'm like, that is a lot of time.
It is.
That is a lot of time out of the day. Now, she's got a different work schedule than we do.
Right.
And maybe I would have more time if I was doing comedy at night and pretty much my days were kind of open.
But also that is kind of work for her, right? So when you engage with people who engage with you, it helps gain followers and all that stuff.
I don't really respond to the ones if I don't post that often on social media, but I posted one the other day. I got a lot of responses. They're great. I did read them, but the idea of going through and responding to every single one is it's too much of a time suck.
Well, and for her, it could sell tickets.
Yeah.
If someone's like, you're in town, you respond personally, that person's going to go out and buy tickets.
So according to the survey, nearly a third of respondents, 31% admit that they check the phone within 10 minutes of waking up every day, and another 30% do it most days. Almost a quarter, 23%, have already tried to do a digital detox, but that lasts less than a day.
I wonder
for 18% of them.
In the pecking order of things and habits to kick, and we know how a nicotine habit compares to a heroin habit and an addiction. Where does an addiction to tech, to your phone, where does that fall?
Well, so for me, I know it's harder when I'm here, but like when I did my trip to the Grand Canyon, when I had no choice, there was no cell signal. It was so easy and it was so refreshing.
Sure.
But here where I don't have that,
that's when you got
ripped away from me.
Lost and were able to survive on some beans.
Thank God I put the beans in the flashlight, Steve. Yeah, I told you that story.
It's a great story.
So these are the top 10 habits that people hope to kick in 2026. Number 10, using their phone to check the time, then getting distracted instead of just wearing a watch. Number 9, scrolling on the toilet. Number 8, checking their phone during conversations. Yeah, that's bad. Number 7, downloading apps that they never use. Number 6, they want to kick the habit of forgetting or taking a long time to reply to messages. I do that too, especially if I get a message and I'm in the middle of something. I get a text message, I glance at it, and I'm like, this is going to take more time than I have right now to answer this, so I'll get back to it later. Then it falls down the scroll, and you lose it, and you never respond to that person.
It's the weirdest thing. A lot of times, if you don't hear back from me, it's because I really wanted to get back to you.
Me
if
too.
that makes any sense. Yeah. Because it's fallen into that hole. Yeah. Like, oh no, I want to spend some time with this. And but then other cases, it's like, okay, I'm trying to train myself to let me just do it right now, because if it will go into oblivion if I don't get to it.
I'm guilty of that. I want to give this person more time, so I'll do it later. I have 1,000.
Ramones bringing us in for a landing on 93.3 WMMR. A little blitzkrieg for you this morning. It's about 19 minutes after 10 o'clock on this Tuesday morning. Clouds, like we told you, this morning started off nice and bright and sunny, but clouds are what we end up with for the rest of the day. High of about 65. We got rain tomorrow afternoon into the evening, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, a little bit cooler. Low to mid 60s is what we're headed for into the weekend. But today's been a different kind of program. Steve has been out. Extremely rare that something like that happens. As I've said many times this morning, I can't tell you how many times, very few through over the 28 years or so that we've been doing this radio program that Steve hasn't made it in. But we're hoping his lovely wife, Claire, is doing okay. She dislocated her jaw. Matt, did you hear us talking about that this morning?
Yeah.
So I was talking to Steve yesterday. Casey and I both were, and apparently they were just having a conversation. All of a sudden, she felt this little pop in her jaw, and it hurt like sharp pain, and then it kind of settled down for a little bit, but then it started swelling up and getting worse, and apparently it's like out of its joint.
So they went to Dr. Mike, I guess.
Well, Dr. Mike they're getting an MRI today, so she had got something for the pain last night, but I guess you need to see a specialist to get that straightened out, but it was just like this weird little freak occurrence. out of nowhere, which is just strange.
Yeah, because it's nothing that caused it. Like she didn't fall down or something. It's just wow.
We got texts from people today that were like, I pulled a muscle in my ass getting out of bed, I threw my back out sneezing, and stuff like that. And we were talking that. Have you ever had a cramp in your jaw before?
No.
Freaking hurts, man. Yeah. Big time. So hopefully they'll get that taken care of. Steve will be back with us tomorrow, so it should all be good. No guests on the program today, so nobody to thank. But I know you got some stuff coming up. But let's do the letter of the day if you're good.
Yes.
All right?
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
The Preston and Steve Show brought to you today by the letter.
Oh, as in Orleans.
Oh, is it Orleans?
He's still the one.
Yeah. And dance with me.
I want to be.
All right, so we're going to give away on Friday a pair of tickets to each of these concerts. So it's the Live Nation Summer Concert Sale. So you get tickets to Breaking Benjamin, Evanescence, MM Motley Crue, The Black Crowes, and Muse. And you can make it a Summer of Live from tomorrow till Tuesday, May 5th. You got to head to the livenation.com/Summer of Live website, and you can see what participating shows are selling for just $30 tickets. So Friday is when we give away that prize. What's in store for today?
Well, tomorrow, you know what tomorrow is?
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow's Flyers game. I know that, but
MMR's
It's our birthday.
58?
Yeah. Same age as me.
Gosh, it feels like we just had that 50th where we were all at the Foundry. And so we're going to play all stuff from the archives.
Okay.
And Chuck and I have been going over this, and I chose 76 songs, which is not, this is way too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what Pierre would do.
Yeah, Pierre would say it at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I'm like, just looking like live, come out and play The Offspring with Pierre in 08.
That was their very first acoustic session that they had ever done here at MMR.
Lump, the band Presidents of the United States on my show I used to do, Planet M. Waterloo Sunset, Ray Davies with Pierre.
Wow.
Escalator of Life. It's just, the list is great. So we're going to do that. That's tomorrow. I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, no, it's good to know. I'll hit that tomorrow morning.
Today we're doing a block of, speaking of Pierre, I think his all-time favorite band, Baru Review. The Baru, and we got all kinds of stuff from the archives.
Great. Nice.
Def Leppard block and a block of the Grateful Dead, and more tickets for the Struts for Lame Ass Trivia and Pierre's Vinyl Cut today. Traffic, Low Spark of High Heel Boys.
Boy, that's a great one.
Yeah, and I think I'll play Low Spark of High Heel Boys.
And Dave Mason was in that band. And we just lost him recently.
Yeah, 12 minutes and 10 seconds.
Wow. That's a great tune.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's the show.
All right, Matt's got a lot for you. I would like to take this moment, thank our sponsors. Preston and Steve Show brought to you today by Duncan. And the Preston and Steve Show runs on Duncan. Also brought to you by Franklin Mint Federal Credit Union. Empowering financial journeys for families since 1970. And also brought to you by Faulkner Buick GMC in Trevose. You can get massive construction sales savings at Faulkner Buick GMC in Trevose. And FaulknerBuickGMC.com to be sure. Tomorrow's a Wednesday. Fox Good Day. We'll do that. We will also have Gene Simmons of KISS joining us. And also one of our favorite comedians, Mr. Brad Williams, will be checking in. And the triumphant return of Mr. Steve Morrison. That is it. We are done. Rage on. Have a great day in the morning, and we shall see you tomorrow, friend. Bye-bye.